Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hijinks and Handlebars.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hijinks and Dungeon World
Yeah.
now, baby! An actual play Dungeon World live stream with QueueTimes.
Woo!
Cool. If this is your first time joining us, this is a continuous campaign. It's a mini series that we're doing right now. This is episode 15. It's part 15 of this Dungeon World mini series called The End. We are generally a Kids on Bikes campaign, a continuous campaign. Kids on Bikes is a system akin to Stranger Things, but for tabletop. We have about 50 episodes backlogged of that, and that's all on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel in a playlist called Hijinks and Handlebars. The Dungeon World miniseries, all of the VODs are also on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel in a playlist called Hijinks and Dungeon World. And you can find the Kids on Bikes one with bit.ly/handlestream, capital H, capital F.
Handlebars. I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Handlebars, right?
Was it handlebars, Sam? Do you know?
You made it.
I'll be honest, I don't even know. I don't even remember what it was. It was something Matt said on Twitter, and listen, I just get carried away with the Bitleys nowadays.
And
There's
then
nothing better to do.
LY hamster bars.
and this, hold on. And the Dungeon World campaign is bit.ly/Dunjinks, capital D, lowercase UNJINKS. Dunjinks.
Available
Hello.
near you.
Thank you, Sam, for putting that in the chat. Also, hello, chat. Hi, everybody. Everything's great. Hello,
Is it?
Dayton. Hello, John and Matt, and another person I don't know, Tim Pendragon.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
I've
Hi.
seen Tim Pendragon
Hello,
before.
Wolf Spider. Hello, everyone. Cool. Well, anyway, so this, we're doing this mini series. We're gonna do this for this foreseeable future. Maybe not this exactly, but like different mini series and like things like that. We used to play live in person with each other. That's when we did the Kids on Bikes game, and we are now doing these as we are remote. It just is what we are more comfortable doing at the moment. Maybe we'll be able to return to the main continuity before the end of the whole quarantine stuff, but maybe not. Still, we're doing this for now, and we're excited to have you all with us. Things I want to get out of the top. I want to do some thank yous. Thank you to Hunters Entertainment for publishing Kids on Bikes and for giving me a backpack and some dice that are Kids on Bikes branded. I want to thank the artists who have done artwork for us. Our very own Tanameto, Shannon, who is Shannon Canyon on Instagram at Shannon Canyon, SHANYONCANYON. We also have Sarah Baker. What's the handle on that, Sam? Sarah V. Baker?
That is SDAV Baker, so SDAVBAKER.
And then we also had Shan Murphy do artwork for us.
And Shan is on Twitter at Hey Shan Murphy. HEYSHANMURPHY.
MOUSE. Cool. I want to thank QueueTimes for hosting us and for keeping the show going in these remote times, in these times of social distancing.
Stop saying that without the context that you're making fun of it, William. You need to explain it now because you've done it 2 episodes in a row, and people just think you say that.
Yeah, I'm referring to the Postmates advertisement where John Legend starts it by saying, "In these times of social distancing, we love to support our local restaurants," and it infuriates me.
Yeah, but it's a very
a couple of reasons.
Frustratingly funny way to talk about the pandemic that we're living through.
We are not
these times of social distancing.
We're not in
and this
times of
culture
social
of cancellation.
Anyway. So thank you to QueueTimes. Thank you to Jake and TS Quint specifically for all the work that you do. And then also I want to thank my cast and all of you for watching. If you're watching this on Twitch, have a good time in the chat. We have it open now that we're remote.
You can say fart in the chat. It's not censored anymore.
Well,
yes.
Is it happening?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a conjuration wizard, baby.
Yeah.
Yo, if you comment on the YouTube video fart, I will Venmo you $1.
Oh,
Maybe
God.
50
Do
cents.
not make that promise, Spencer.
Maybe a quarter. It'll
I'll do
depend.
that.
We now have over 100,000 views, but
Don't do that. But if you want to give us money, you can type !coin in the Twitch chat, and make a donation to the cast. The money goes directly to us. It's a great like actionable way of supporting us, and we really appreciate it. It's the money goes to all the cast and all the people working on QueueTimes shows. And I'm just going to give a little plug for the QueueTimes shows. Check them out. They're very good. On Mondays we have Clear Skies, and once a month we also have the Void of Blood something. QueueTimes, help me. Every time I forget. That'll hopefully pop up in the chat there. Both of those are Star Trek themed. One is just general Star Trek, and the other one is Klingon. Blood of the Void. I was so close. I said
Blood of the Vood.
Blood of the Vood. And then there's us on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Every Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. We'll be doing this. Currently Dungeon World, and then after that, we'll see. And then also there's, Denver by Night. And are we still laughing about the Blood of the Vood?
Yeah.
I'm laughing about the fact that I leaned off camera to laugh, and I leaned into Franny's camera.
And there was the Anarchy.
I want to suck your blood.
Oh my God!
This is the rest of the episode. Strap in, folks.
This is the most off the rails it's been in a while.
William, if you put a vampire NPC in that talks like this, I will Venmo you $1.
Mute everyone except for me for the next like 10 minutes.
James just killed the cast.
What rails? There are rails. Where we're going, we super need rails because this is.
But we're not going to have them.
But we won't have them. We can't afford them, and that's why ! Coin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make up fake reasons to give us money. There's plenty of real reasons,
such as we don't have it.
Okay, well, that's all of that. Check out the other shows on QueueTimes. And some other exciting stuff coming up. So I hope you are all ready for that. Also one that I do want to mention is one-on-one shots with B. Dave Walters.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, we've had Tanya DePass, Brennan Lee Mulligan. And yeah, very cool. And the most recent one was a couple of people, actually. So I don't know why it was called one-on-one shot. You might want to think about
Henrik and I forget his wife's name. It was actually a 1-on-2 shot.
Yeah. 1-on-2 shot, which was gonna go. Is it the 20th? It's gonna go up on the 23rd. I think it's set to premiere on YouTube. Megan. Cool. So check all that stuff out. It's great. QueueTimes is doing a lot of cool shows. Ours is just the tip of this iceberg, and you are the Titanic, and you will be sunk into a vortex of just watching us forever.
That's marginally longer than we're here while you wait.
Oh. Cool. Another final thing I want to say. Well, a couple final things. We have a Reddit, which is r/Hijinks Handlebars. And also this show is like 99.98% improvised. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what my cast is going to say. So sometimes some things might come up that you yourself personally might find uncomfortable or triggering. And if that's the case, then I want you to take care of yourself first and foremost. Shut the stream off. Do whatever you got to do to keep yourself safe. We will still be here. If you want to continue watching the show, but you just needed to like skip a part or whatever, feel free to reach out to us on social media, either at @handlestream for the show, both on Twitter and Instagram, or me personally, which is at @KWilliamWhite on Twitter and Instagram. And I will fill you into the best of my abilities, leaving out the things that you don't want to hear about. And all of that said, we're not going out of our way to be like edgy or offensive or make people uncomfortable. In fact, we're doing the exact opposite. We are trying to make everything as narratively accessible for people as possible. So if it's like something that comes up specifically that I know in the past we've had like drowning, or in most episodes we have fire because we have a character who like creates fire and is essentially the flame. Those sorts of things.
Some body horror as well.
A little body horror, but parts of the people in the cast, myself included, aren't necessarily like super fond of extreme body horror, so we don't dip too far into that. But things like it have come up. Like the worst we've done, I think, is like slightly gruesome death and violence, like at points. So just be aware if you're watching this on YouTube and that comes up, pause the video, reach out to us, do whatever you got to do. And if you are watching this on YouTube, leave comments. We want to talk to you. We want to see what you have to say. I respond to them. I find them. I try to talk as much as I can back to everybody. Cool. Then I'm William, they them, and I am the GM for Hijinks and Dungeon World. I almost said Hijinks and Handlebars. Hijinks and Dungeon World.
Surprise!
My name is Jonas, they them, and I play the salamander immolator Dowser, he him.
Hi, my name is Spencer LaBelle, they them, and I will be playing Denial, the Eladrin thief, who uses he him.
Hi, I'm Sam Richardson, and I am playing Ladislas, who's currently using she, her pronouns. I'm he, him, but might change because she is gender fluid. She is an elven druid, or half-elven druid.
Hi, I'm Franny, and I'm playing Brenner, the human paladin. I'm she, her. Brenner is they, them.
And I'm Chris. I am he, him, and I am playing the Pelican Daddy fighter, Din Din, who is also he, him.
Great. Okay, so this show, if this is your first time joining us, great. It's great. This is a great episode to jump in on. Watch
We're
this,
about to win.
then watch everything else. But this show is about the end of the world. It is about this like foster family, this found family who have stumbled into the end of the world, basically pulled into it by a cult of sorts, and they are now stumbling away from it and or trying to stop the world from ending. Some of them taking the heroic stance of actually trying to save the world, and some of them just trying to survive. More specifically, what happened last time on Hijinks and Dungeon World.
Blah, 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 blah.
Off camera. Bum, bum, bum. Last time on Hijinks and Dungeon World. Hold on. Let's not dip into copyright territory. Yeah. The group had just made it off of the top of the tower in Way as it collapsed to the ground. They recuperated, had a conversation with the King Knight Raquel. Her and the previous King Hugo decided that they needed to stay back with Way, partly for the people, but also because Hugo had kids inside Way still that they needed to go take care of. So they made it back out, thanked everyone for saving them, and everyone said their goodbyes. And everyone else had a little bit of a conversation about everything that just happened, the danger that they were in, and Ladislas kind of dying. Brenner actually was able to tap into a conversation with Ipsana, their deity, really, really easily. At what point that Ipsana said that the connection feels stronger than ever, and something must have happened that made it so that they can actually really actually connect to each other. And then Brenner was like, "Oh yeah, it was probably the demon that came out of my back that is no longer there, that now Danail has trapped inside of a rapier." And Ipsana was like, "What?" But they moved past that quite quickly, and nobody else talked about it. But they all made it back to camp. They knew they had to head north towards Novre. Dowser wanted to continue heading north with Ladislas at the lead because she knows the mountains, had been through there before, and also Strogi, her familiar bird, was from these mountains. So probably going to be able to navigate pretty well, but they need to get across the river still. Dowser wanted to leave without encountering Rendell again. Rendell, the keeper of the river, the one who helps people traverse across and back. But everyone else thought they needed to have a little bit of a moment with Rendell. Danail turning invisible, rummaging through Rendell's satchel, trying to find some stuff, eventually taking a diary out of it, and the rest of them having a moment and a conversation with Rendell, basically being like, "Hey, what up? Are you bad?" And Brenner was able to use their deity and their paladin light to determine that Rendell, in fact, is not evil. The group agreed to go along though begrudgingly in some cases, Dowser. And
Hey God, I'm just picturing like a fantasy like fucking Jerry Springer type show where it's like you are not evil. Crowd goes wild. You know, a demon just like spills out. Everyone just goes his. And just like shadows are pouring fast. Okay, that's my bit.
thank you. Everyone packed up. Danielle was able to search the diary that he had stolen from Rendell for a passage that talked about the cult members trying to recruit Rendell like 600 years ago. Or no, we're further than that because Rendell was 235.
When they were 234, which if they're over 900
1,000
now,
well, they're over 1,000 years old or something. It was a long
Oh,
time
over
ago.
then.
But found a passage that talked about the cult members saying essentially what they've said before, like, "Oh, we need you to save the world. We join us, be a hero. The end is coming. We need your help." And Rendell said, "Nope," and pieced out into a river. Speaking of rivers, they all then got onto this janky raft that Rendell uses to get people back and forth across the river, and they all rested up on this thing, and healed up, did other such mundane things, got across the river, and on the other side, Srogi and Ladislas made a little bit of a way forward, just scoping out the area. Ladislas eventually letting Srogi go off completely to possibly recruit some more of those giant eagle hawk things. Whatever Srogi is, what is it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
He's a cross between a couple of different real life animals, but
yes.
I believe it's pronounced a bird.
It's pronounced squawk.
Yes, of course, bird. Yes. When they made a landing on the other side of the river, they all said their goodbyes to Rendell, who was about to bring up Lupe, and then Dowser said, "You don't want to do that, Dowser." And then Rendell was like, "I don't want to do that. Goodbye." And so Rendell peaced out. They all started heading forward into what they were told and know as the mountain area that is the Giant's Keep, which leads to the Giant's Pass. They did a pretty good job traversing. Din made sure they weren't burning through their rations. Dowser made sure that they were getting on there on time, and Ladislas made sure that they wouldn't be snuck up on or taken by surprise. As they moved further and further towards the north, the area between the mountains was getting thinner and thinner and thinner. They started passing through these archways that were getting smaller and smaller and smaller until they were basically almost moving in a single file line. At which point they came across a large valley, this huge like crevice with just straight perpendicular, vertical pillars that were coming out that are at about like level with where their ground is, that reach all the way across this valley to the other side, which is like quite a distance. And it's so foggy down in the valley area with all this snow and all this wind and everything that it is difficult to see the bottom, let alone know exactly how far down it is. And in the center of this, on a big 15 diameter pillar, was a giant humanoid figure, too small to be a giant, too big to be a human, wearing nothing but a loincloth and holding a giant axe that was bigger than their own body. Ladislas tried to make contact and was swiftly knocked out of the air by not getting hit by the axe, but by the sheer pressure of the axe being flung towards them. She plummeted to the ground, having basically the wind like sucked out from under her wings, and fell into the valley below. The axe came back into this half giant's hand, and it was swiftly flung at the oncoming rest of the family. Dowser used some flame power to sink into the snow below to avoid getting hit by the axe, and then swiftly the axe was stopped with all of the might of Daddy Din, blowing all of the snow and everything to the side, completely uncovering the family as they were just out in the open now. And the last thing that we saw was this half giant smirk and bound towards them, jumping from pillar to pillar to pillar, yelling back at Din, great catch, or something like that. That was a great catch. And Din responded, I guess this means you don't want any bread. Ladislas, you are plummeting to the ground again.
Yeah, this is like the 4th or 5th time, I think.
Yes. One of these days you'll get really good at being a bird. You've been it for so long.
Ladislas is like filing her nails on the way down. She's
Yeah. It's very Looney Tunes.
See where this goes.
Okay. Is it like, I can't get the wind under my wings? Is that kind of what's happening right now?
It is the reason you are falling. You might be able to recontrol your flight. You are just like, you're flailing around, and the wind is so strong in this valley that it is preventing you from like recalibrating. But if you want to give me a defy danger roll, we can get things moving.
I would. Yeah, I think I will do that.
Dex
actually,
or Constitution.
I think Constitution to kind of like buffet myself against the wind.
Sure.
To try to maintain an angle that I could actually catch the wind under my wings. That is a 3 + 1.
3 + 1. Okay, cool. Well, you plummet.
Danail is in full sprint to try and catch.
You can't even see Ladislas at this point, by the way. Like, but I mean, you would have seen Ladislas fall into the like misty like cloud area just below where these like vertical pillars are. So if you would want to, between you and Ladislas is this large half giant.
Sorry, I kind of interjected there. If Danail's able to track where Ladislas fell, Danail is going to beeline for his best guess.
Okay, cool. Give me a defy danger to get past this half giant.
Right, yeah. I'm just gonna try doing a dexterity. I want to just slide between his legs.
Their legs, by the way. It is they them.
That's gonna be a 5, 6, 7. That's gonna be a 9.
A 9. Okay. On a 7 to 9, I give you a hard choice, a worse outcome, or something else. Hold on. Or
price to pay.
Well, no, or an ugly choice, hard bargain, or worse outcome. You're thinking of Monster of the Week again. So here's what I'll say. You can get past this half giant, but you will be like struck to the side by the might of their arm as they just basically shoulder check you out of the way to get to the rest of your family. Or you can not attempt it and you won't get hit.
Denial's still feeling Denial has fresh stitches all up his body. I think he feels the pain in his body and hesitates upon seeing he doesn't have a clear gap to get through.
Okay.
Something
I'd
a
like
question
to
that I
make-
made. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, go ahead.
So I want to do a modified version of Ben Barr's Lift Gates, but I want to do like an environmental change. I want to swing down, I want to drop the axe in a way that sprays snow everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Can you read me Ben Barr's Lift Gates really quick?
Yeah. When you use pure strength to destroy an inanimate obstacle, roll strength on a 10. You choose attributes.
Okay. I mean, so you're just trying to pound it into the ground so hard.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
there is no snow right in front of you because the power of the axe smashing into your palm in the last when you did that, it blew all of the snow away from you.
I forgot the really cool thing that happened.
But you can slam it into the ground and dirt and dust will kick up.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
The only cool Star Wars film.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ooh.
I'm afraid if you say anything further, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be one of those mad online nerds who's mad.
So yeah, I'll do that then. Swing down the axe that I caught to cause like dust. 9. So on a 7 and 9, I choose 2 attributes. It doesn't take a very long time, and I think that's the only one I need. Nothing of value is damaged, I guess. So I do it while protecting my folks.
Okay, cool. In that case, you do that, Danail, and anyone, if you're trying to get to Ladislas, if you want to give me another roll, but roll with advantage on this one, as your father just slams this giant axe down onto the ground, blasting up debris and dust and dirt.
I will take that chance.
Okay.
That brings denial to a 10.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm.
Then tell me what you do. Tell me what it looks like.
As this cloud of dust bursts into the air, I imagine it's kind of like it's a move Denial's pulled many times before. Not in the duration of the show, but you get a street fight, you get knocked down, you get a pull of dust, throw it in their eyes, right? Now you got your perfect opening. So taking advantage of this opening as the half giant tries to make sure none gets in their eyes, Denial's gonna be like, okay, it's got its arm up, I'm gonna zip past it and try to make sure Lost is doing all right.
Okay, you will have to jump off of one of these vertical pillars. You cannot see Ladislas.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So when you say jump off one of these pillars,
like down into the valley below.
Down in the valley below. And there are several pillars further out, correct?
Yes, there are pillars that bridge the gap between like this side and the other side. Essentially, they are about like a heavy leap away from one another. It's like a heavy leap for you, but like the half giant is able to like bound like 1 to 1 to 1 to 1.
It's like a bunch of tall vertical cylinders, right? That are all like spaced around this valley, kind of approximately even with where we were walking.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna jump to the next one because I think last I saw Ladislas was flying a little further out. Just making a best guess. Denial's gonna jump to the next one.
Okay, so you're making these jumps. You're pretty agile, unless there was something unless you had like a debility or like there was something like consistent. I know you have stitches right now, but you're doing okay. Not being necessarily like in the heat of combat with this half giant at the moment, you can focus and like make these jumps. I'm just gonna like Danail outright. It is a hard jump, like even for you. You're making them, and it's taking like you have to do like a running head start and like leap and like do a tuck and roll and like hit the next one.
I may need to like stop, catch my breath, back up, get a full start.
Yeah, exactly. So you're taking a little bit of time to get out to where Ladislas is. I'm going to tell you outright, it's too foggy. You just cannot see where Ladislas is. The only way to like really get a good view is going to be to like, I mean, you can like freaking like dagger inside of the pillar and like ride it down maybe, but
there are senses beyond the eyes.
Ladislas, that is the last thing you hear before you hit the ground.
Oh.
My poor bird bones.
It is a surprisingly soft fall.
Oh.
It doesn't feel good, but you fell further than you did off of the top of the tower, and
Damn.
and it felt less. It takes 6 damage. Ignore armor.
Still hurts, but
Still hurts.
What is the like texture that I land on? I'm assuming it's not like rock. Is it grass?
It's like grass. It's like moss and grass and stuff. In fact, you fall through like the rest of the fog. It's still a little misty down there, but you're this like softened impact. You look around and you see like fungus, like giant mushrooms and stuff, and it's there's like a trickling, like really small creek that is running all the way across, like down through this valley, and the ends of these pillars, like up at the top, looked like hardened stone.
Yeah.
But down here you can see that they are actually just enormous trees.
Oh, damn, that's awesome.
At the base, they are just huge, like redwoods, like these huge tree trunks.
Can I spout lore about this particular area? Like, this might be something that I would have heard of in my travels in the mountains.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay.
Are you going to consult your book of infinite wisdom?
I would, but I don't know that I have it on me right this moment. I've just fallen.
Sure.
So I think I'm just like literally just like laying on my back, looking around, consulting my best instincts.
Cool.
So let's see. That is a 5 plus 5, 10 plus what is spout lore? Intelligence?
Yeah.
10 plus 1, 11.
11. Okay, so on a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation. So basically, this is the oasis of life.
Whoa.
And you've heard about this, but nobody knows where it is. And apparently, it is at the bottom of this valley in along the Giant's Pass. And down here, you know that like life is like extremely. It is just like vibrant, and this creek, this oasis area, like you follow this creek along, and it goes to this like small pond oasis. And it is glowing, and you know from your travels and like from the things that you have consumed, like your history, that this oasis is life-giving.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be crawling my way over to that little oasis for sure.
As you crawl along, you
just
start
taking
hearing,
little flapping hops kind of over.
You start hearing like a subtle like moaning coming from like around the corner of one of these giant, these massive tree trunks. It's just like a.
I turn to look. Like, is it misty down here as well, or is it just misty
like
up at the top?
misty that you can see. It's not
Okay.
like foggy like it, but there's like a general mist. It feels like a pleasant humid because
Okay.
it's not like hot.
Gotcha.
Down here. It's not cold though either. It's just like it's comfortable.
Gotcha. Do I see the source of the moaning as I look around?
Yeah, you can see the top of someone like just around like one of the massive roots that is going into the ground. Like this person is just like laying in the crevice in between two of these roots of this massive tree trunk, and you see the top of the head, and you recognize it as Josh.
Oh, interesting. The mercenary?
Yes.
Hello, Josh? I'm a bird right now, but it's Ladislas.
Sauce. Yeah. No, I remember you for sure. Hey, y'all made it out of the way. Congratulations. It's really great. Oh, God. Oh.
You don't look great, if I'm being honest.
Well, I got smacked off a pillar down into a valley. The whatever that was up there started yelling at me. Told me in order to prove my worth, to be able to go through the cave, in order to go to Novre, I would need to beat them in a fight. Because if I couldn't, I would be as good as dead if I entered the cave.
Well, so it's like checking to make sure that you won't just get killed in the cave?
It kind of seems like it, yeah. Could
But-
you do me a favor?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you come over and beat me to death?
That seems extraordinarily unpleasant.
No, see, I was hoping the fall was going to do it. I need you to just get me really close. Just get me super close. I know there's like some sort of healing property about that pond over there. I went to take a drink and it healed me up a little bit. I had to ram myself into this tree trunk for a little while. I just need you to do that. Like, give me the finishing blow so I can go back up there and give them what for, you know?
So the closer you are to death, the more you're healed?
Sure. Yeah. That'll be what we'll say. Can you do it?
Real quick, outside of the game here, William, is that what he's asking me to do, is like to hurt him so that he can be healed more when he enters this pool of water? Or is he just asking me to kill him?
No, he's asking you to like finish him off, but he seems very jazzed about it.
I think Ladislas turns to him and says, just, that's not, we like know I'm not.
No, I promise. Okay, I can't, you just like, it'll be good. A good thing will happen. I can't be the one to do it because the magic won't work if I do it. It's a preventative measure, you know, but if somebody else does it, then I can go back up there. You're not gonna believe what you're about to see. I mean, like, well, you might because you're used to being, you know, animals and stuff. Come on, give me a good one, right in the head. Here we go.
I'm
Just
not
like
gonna do that.
up top.
Yeah.
The half giant has just yelled this information at you. Like through this dust, the dust is still up. Like you can't see the half giant at the moment, but you just hear the half giant say, "Well, I guess I should tell you, my name's Gabonzo, and you know, if you want to make it past me in the giant's pass, well, then you're going to have to."
Dowser pops up from the snow. And it's funny that you just give us information that ties into something I've been wanting to do all day. Dowser's like head just pops up right in front of Garbanzo and says, "Garbanzo, right you are? Dowser was looking at your whole area back there. You clearly are standing on a board game. Are you not supposed to challenge us to a game to pass?" And I'm going to roll Firebrand. Which is the move that with a 7 to 9 it is fleeting, but Firebrand is the move, William, where when you introduce a new idea to an NPC, roll plus charisma. On a 7 to 9, the passion fades after a day or two, but they believe the idea to be their own and take to it with great fervor. The idea being, this is clearly some sort of like game setup, some sort of board game over there. Aren't you supposed to challenge us to a board game to pass?
Oh, yeah. It's like a game. It's a game. I challenge y'all to a game. Here what it is.
Oh no, we hate games. We're bad at them.
One at a time, y'all gotta fight me. And if you lose, then you can't pass.
Brenner.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody this, but I can't move my legs right now. I know that looked really cool what I just did right there, but
I did. I took a snapshot with my mind.
uh,
Like, will you, Dad? Here. I'm gonna do lay on hands.
Dindin
So-
isn't actually hurt, right?
yeah. So Dindin's is so the problem that's getting him is he fell from the tower 2 episodes ago, and he still has a residual.
The debility, you're weak. You
Yeah.
feel weak and shaky. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've
Dindin's
been
getting
very
old.
lucky with those very cool rolls, but
Yeah.
I don't have a lot more of those.
All right, who's first?
Dowser will play.
All right, Dowser, come meet me. Dowser?
Dowser.
Dowser.
You know Dowser?
Well, yeah,
You don't know Dowser the small.
Dowser the small.
A little one. Not like me.
Well, I don't know what you look like, but I'm just gonna pick up my axe. And the half giant hoists the axe up, turns away from all of you, and just boom, 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 like starts going towards the center the slightly larger center pillar like platform.
Oh, Garbanzo. Hello, Garbanzo.
Boof, it stops, like turns.
Can you carry Dowser? Very small legs.
No,
Please?
it's a part of the game.
You want to fight Dowser, right?
You need to show me.
Garbanzo, if you want to fight Dowser, you have to carry him. And I'm gonna parlay, because I have something he wants, a fight. Right?
Sure.
That is a 7.
On a 7 and 9, they need a concrete assurance of your promise right now.
I'll shoot some fire at him to show how much fun I am.
No. You need to be able to prove that you can get to me, get across this valley, and also beat me in a fight.
So to get across, Dowser just needs to convince you that Dowser can beat you in a fight and get across the valley.
No, you need to beat me in a fight.
Oh. Well, Dowser's already beaten you in a fight.
No.
Many years ago. You don't remember? Think about it. Don't try. Think back. Way back when you were just a little baby, Dowser kicked your ass.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Dowser set your head on fire, and you said, "Wow, Dowser, you're so strong."
Somebody else.
Why are you guarding this place, anyways?
You may roll Firebrand.
Okay, it's plus charisma 7 again.
Well, okay, I guess you beat me once before.
So Dowser's good.
No, but I've gotten stronger since then, so fight me again.
Fine.
All right. So then I suppose for you, I would have you roll Defy Danger to get to the center.
Yeah. So let me start with that. With that, can that be like a dexterity?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Cool.
It can be dexterity. Yeah.
Cool.
I want to. Can the dust still serve advantage for Dowser's roll here? It seems
No.
pretty relevant. Oh, damn it.
No, the dust was just like to get around the half giant. In fact, if anything, the dust would make this a little bit more difficult, but I won't.
Cool.
I won't do that.
That is a 9.
A 9. Yeah, I mean, like, this isn't like horrible. I'll just say, like, there are a couple times where like all of you could see this, like Dowser, like
Dowser cannot look cool doing it with a 9. Let's just agree.
There's a
on
point
that.
where like Dowser like has to like hits stomach and like starts sliding off of one of the pillars and is like clamoring and like grabs the end of it and like hoists himself back up. It's like it is the least cool you've ever seen Dowser look, honestly.
Cool.
Probably.
Yeah.
But you make it to the center pillar.
The same one that they're on?
Yes.
Cool. Dowser gets into like a fighting stance, throws up his like pugilist fists, and is like kind of like mocking swing left and right. What I actually want to do, what Dowser wants to do, is bait out the first swing from Garbanzo, because Garbanzo has been doing like wide swings, right?
Yes.
Not like bringing
Just
it down
huge,
so much.
Just massive like side wide swings.
Basically what Dowser wants to do, and I might need to look through my inspectacles to get a good idea of like the physics of this maneuver, but when the hammer swings, I want to be ready to just like buckle down and grab it, follow the momentum, and let go at the crux of it, so I get launched behind Garbanzo to the other side.
Okay.
A failure could be very bad.
Yes.
But a victory could be not.
A victory could be sweet.
So yeah, should I what do you think the best way to resolve that?
I think you can
action
just defy danger.
Cool.
I think you can like just I'm not gonna like fault you for because you could fail both rolls and let's just make
Sure.
it one.
Sure.
If you want to do like defy danger intelligence.
I don't. I would like to do wisdom or constitution if I can.
You can't do
Okay.
wisdom.
Cool.
This is like very like an intelligence based thing for me. But constitution I could also except constitution would work for getting like hooking yourself onto this thing, but like the maneuver seems very either dex or intelligence to me.
Sure. I can go dex things. I'm not wearing my helmet right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. All right. That is a 6 + 1 for 7.
Okay.
Ay, ay, ay.
On a 7 to 9, with Defy Danger, I will offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. Yeah. Yeah. So I think you misjudge when to grab the axe as it's like swinging towards you. And you can like grab onto it, but you will end up grabbing the sharp blade of the axe. And it will cut into your hands, but you can still do the maneuver and get to the other side of the half giant.
Absolutely, I'll do that. Why
Okay,
not?
cool. All right, then you are going to take the damage of this axe.
Can't imagine D4, is it?
It is not. It is not a D4.
Is it a D6?
No.
Is it a D8?
But this is so you take 13 damage.
13, you say?
It is odd. It's an odd number.
I'm gonna roll a D4, and I'm gonna take 9 damage.
Okay, take 9
Nice.
damage.
That's still a lot.
Yowzer.
As you like grab for this, and it like comes at you with such power. Like if you weren't like holding yourself, it would have chopped your
If I
hands.
wasn't like absolutely
clean
prepared
off.
for
Yes.
this, yeah.
Chopped them clean off. This is not a light swing by any matter of a swing. So yeah, but it digs into your hands and it like cuts the palms of your hands just clean open. But as it swings back around, you release and fly over the half giant, getting to the other side of them.
You have got them stronger, Garbanzo. Not stronger enough.
What does this look
Garbanzo-
like from our end, by the way?
I mean, you see everything. It's not
Does it
like
look cool or horrifying?
it probably looks horrifying. The flinging over to the other side of Garbanzo though might have been kind of cool, but like you definitely see the blood like
Trailing behind
trailing
Dowser.
behind Dowser.
Does
Yeah.
Dowser have blood? I don't want to answer.
He has
this.
lava.
Question.
We talked about this last time. He's got lava in there.
Yeah.
I do need to ask Danail, what are you doing?
How far down can I see? Denial is currently evaluating whether or not he thinks he has enough rope to rappel down to the bottom of this.
You do not have enough to with the amount of rope that you have, which I'm assuming you have like 60 feet of rope or something, maybe.
Roughly, I feel 50 feet of rope is pretty standard for adventurers.
Yeah, 50 feet of rope. Yeah, 50 feet of rope will get you down into the fog, like this mist. But unless the ground is like just after that fog, you don't have enough.
I'm gonna flick a rock or a coin or something down and
Cool.
gauge the distance.
Can you just roll me a flat intelligence then?
Oh, that's not good. 3 + 2, 5.
5. Yeah, you've got it. You know exactly how far down this thing is. Actually, your rope can definitely get you there.
All right, lost. I'm cutting. I'm gonna secure my rope and start rappelling down. Then.
Okay, cool. Brenner and Din Din, what are the two of you doing?
Dad, I got this. You, Garbanzo.
Garbanzo was like turning and looking at Dowser, who was like, I'm assuming trying to like clamber away to the other side.
Yeah, I like trying. Dowser like landed like on the edge of the other side and is climbing up onto it.
Well, there's
now.
like a bunch of pillars still all the way to the other side.
Oh, okay. I was asking the other side of the canyon. That's what I was. That's what I was asking.
Oh,
about. It was
no.
if I would be able to reach that. 'Cause
Sorry.
I was not clear on how wide this was. I guess.
Okay.
Probably
Yeah.
then. Could he make it to the next pillar or the edge of the next pillar then?
Oh yeah, I mean like you can probably get a couple pillars away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if that being the case, I guess I'll just keep running that way.
Okay, cool.
And probably also shooting fire back strategically at Garbanzo, wherever it seems like they're going to land, so they have to redirect and slow them down.
Okay, cool. Then let's actually. So you say Garbanzo had just like turned to start chasing Dowser, and get stopped for a second to look back at you yelling you at Garbanzo.
I'm gonna turn you into chili.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
a big like one eyebrow raised from Garbanzo, and like, are you? Because I'm like a bean.
Yeah.
Wait, have y'all seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? I saw
No.
it recently. The dad
God.
character just has this giant. If you're watching, audience, open up a new tab, look up the dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball. That's Garbanzo's face.
Iridescent Shadow, I'll back you up. A wolf with a gun in the chat. Okay, so you yell you. Garbanzo, on the other hand, yells back, "One at a time," and then turns and starts chasing Dowser. Dowser, can we get a
Yes.
roll from you?
Yeah. Should I roll for the like I guess I should roll to conjure my my fire weapon first so I can
Yes.
slow them down. I'm gonna switch out one of these dice, but I think that's still a 7. Yes, it is a 7, so I get Burning Brand with the tags Fiery, Touch, Dangerous, 3 uses, and I'll go Thrown Near. So basically, yeah, as far as I can, and I trying to eyeball like where they're going to be landing as I'm hopping different directions.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then with that, I'll just say like defy danger with advantage.
Cool,
I think to get away from.
sweet, and I assume it's just
Garbanzo.
me dexterity again.
Yeah, probably.
Both for like throwing the fireballs and for getting away. That's a 10 on the dice, so 11.
Okay, cool, great. And you don't have a debility or anything, right?
No, I don't. I'm shaky when I'm wearing my helmet, but I'm not.
That's right. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So like Garbanzo's trying to trail you, and you just like keep blasting fire at their feet, like so they're like. And even though you're not gracefully making it from pillar to pillar,
How could you say that?
you end up on the other side, and then Garbanzo just stops for a second and looks at you. You're like 2 pillars away from each other. There's like 2 pillars between you, and Garbanzo just goes, usually it doesn't mean anything if you get to the other side, but I'm doing like a game thing right now. I don't know why.
I
just
look
wanted-
around. It's
I-
a game board.
I mean, I guess.
That's what I was thinking, like chess, maybe.
Yeah, I just wanted to play a game with you.
We could play Yahtzee.
I guess
Have you played Yahtzee,
I
Garbanzo?
don't know what that is, but I guess you won.
It doesn't feel right. Did you have fun?
And the boomerang axe like comes back, and Garbanzo, without even looking, like puts a hand out and like catches it. And like, oh yeah, no, I'll have fun.
Oh, good. And we both won. Okay,
Yeah,
go lose to my dad and my sibling and my sister and my brother.
we shall see. And Garbanzo turns, and what are you doing,
Did
Brenner?
Garbanzo just like summon that axe?
It was
It's a boomerang.
well, we don't know yet. Nobody's done any thinking about it. It's thrown kind of like a boomerang, but it is a giant axe, and it is not a boomerang. So we shall see.
Brenner, I support you and everything. Are you sure about this?
Are you sure about that?
No, I'm not. But I know. Ipsana, can you kind of sturdy up Daddy Din Din here? Make sure.
Okay, so wait. Okay, sturdy up, Daddy Dinton. Like, what am I doing?
Oh, just like I don't know if he needs support him.
He can't hear me.
Well, that's okay. He could. I mean, you.
I
Dad,
can
if the
hear my
peasants
kid.
Go Dindin, go Dindin. Dindin, you got it.
It's not doing anything.
Positive
Am I
vibes
being
are-
healed magically? through the-
Dindin, you're our bird. If you can't do it, that's absurd. Go
Imagine Ipsana doing
Dindin.
this.
Is that a magical ritual?
Ipsana like generates like pom poms, like from what you can see, and is just like actually doing like a cheer routine, like din, and like generates more versions of herself, and they're all just like they're doing a full like routine with like gymnastics and like tossing each other like up into the air. And one of them like misses catching one, and they like hit the ground, and that one's like, "Are you serious? Are you like?"
I like imagining that Ipsana is just actually a high schooler from our world.
Who got to become a god in another world?
Yeah.
Hold on,
what
Brenner,
was
just a second. I need to talk to Ipsana number 4. Just
Okay,
like hold
yeah.
on.
Dad, you're in good hands.
I just need to something to give me. Do you have anything that could get rid of fatigue or
Who's next?
Well,
because
I want the one who caught me axe.
and it wants me to fight it right now.
okay,
Come
okay.
here.
I'm gonna do lay on hands on you.
Does
You're
it-
not.
Dinden's not hurt. Not
Right,
like.
I just
Well,
need
is there anything?
Wait, how much health do you have? Din Din?
15.
Out
so
of.
you are.
I am pretty hurt.
Okay, you could do a heal, yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Sorry,
would
I thought earlier you said we asked and you said you were.
But I looked it up.
Mhm.
Brenner can't take away people's abilities.
Yeah.
That's an advanced move that a paladin has to take, and Brenner had not taken that yet. So,
Gotcha.
sorry, everyone. We'll let it
Nice.
slide the one time.
A 9 and a 4.
9 and a 4.
10.
Roll 2d8.
Oops. Thanks.
Here's my question: why isn't Brenner fighting the half giant? Brenner is really good at combat.
Brenner is a beast. Very
Nine.
underestimated.
9 total.
9 total. Yeah, 9.
9.
That
So you're at
ooh.
24. Or whatever your max hit points are.
I guess Brenner just okay. I guess they want you, Dad. Good luck. I'll take it.
Well,
Ipson and I
you're
will
probably
be
going
here.
next. So,
Yeah.
thank your friend for the ritual, whatever it did.
Oh, sorry. Like, and Ipsana was like, it was just like, no, it's okay. Everything's fine. Just like next time, remember. Oh, yeah. Din, 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 din. Daddy, din, din, daddy, din, din. Is it okay if I call him daddy? Brenner shrugs for all of the listeners.
Shrug.
Din,
Shrug.
do you make your way to the center platform?
I do. I want to know from the center platform how close the pillars are.
What? Hold on, wait. Oh, so just a layout. So there's the center platform, which is like it is a cylinder. The top is circular. That thing is like a diameter of 15 feet. And so it's a very small platform to be like fighting on, but that's generally like what it looks like. All the other pillars are a little bit smaller. Some of them even like a single like foot. Like you can get a foot on it and then you have to jump to the next one. That kind of a thing.
Okay.
So
it's like sumo, but up in like many feet above the ground.
Yes, like
Okay.
sumo, but many feet up off of the ground.
Gotcha.
And all these pillars are probably, I'm trying to think of like how far people can jump. Maybe they're like 10 feet, 8 feet.
So,
10
Sure.
feet, 10 feet apart from each other. Like some of them a little bit closer, some of them a little bit further. But it takes a very athletic person to like bound from one to the other. You saw Danail, well, you didn't, there was dust, but Danail earlier had to do like running, jumping for all of these, and Danail's very spry
How
and
did
like very
Dowser
athletic.
possibly make it across
so
these?
I need to knock you off of the pillar to prove my worth.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use Ben Barr's lift gates.
Okay.
Can
Two.
I take down the pillar?
Oh, if you want to run from pillar to pillar to pillar to pillar, like towards that like center one, and you just want to like take out the pillar.
Yeah, or I knock a smaller pillar into the larger pillar like a domino.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do it. Give me that roll.
Oh shit.
Jesus fuck.
From the bottom, you just hear.
That's an 8 on 7 to 8. I choose 2 attributes. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it doesn't make an inordinate amount of noise.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So do you want to just like do the one in the center, or did you want to like knock one into it?
I want to do a fucking domino.
Domino. Okay, so you get like up to the last pillar right before that center platform, and you just like you go and you like smash this like pillar completely from the top, and it just and you hear like down like pretty far like, into the fog, just this like snapping, tremendously loud breaking noise, and this pillar just and crashes into this other pillar, splitting it at the top, like kind of like shattering it, and it's like falling apart as this. I'm gonna do a little roll here.
You know what that reminds me of? in Lord of the Rings.
as this half giant jumps off of that pillar and back away from you to the pillar on the other side. So you are now like, you have taken out 2 pillars between you and this half giant, but they are still staring you down.
Surprisingly agile, that one.
Ladislas,
Oh no. And Danail too. Both of us are screwed.
Ladislas
Well-
and Daniel. Well, Ladislas for sure. The both of you are hearing this enormous, like, just tremendous breaking and shattering sound. It's like
I'll throw out if this is affected. Danail would have gone like 2-3 pillars out from the edge, and I
Yes.
think that may have been one of the pillars that.
Yeah. Also, you're working off of a failure, so I totally like you, Danielle. You just start falling.
I picture it's like it's a cut to Danail, like just like kind of like curled up, hanging at the end of the rope, being like, right, misjudged that. That's on me. Well, time to go back up and.
Debris starts falling around you, Ladislas. Were you still talking to Josh, by the way?
I think like I would like to, if there's time to have done one more thing, I would have liked to do one more thing.
Absolutely.
I kind of want to just you said the life is like very vibrant and stuff down here, right?
Yes.
Like I want to try to talk to the things down here.
Oh, okay.
Whether that is like animals or these gigantic stone, like partly stone trees, or the water of this pool of life itself. I just want to like get a sense of like where I am and what's happening down here, because I don't really totally understand Josh's whole thing, and I feel out of my depth. So I'm gonna roll discern realities.
Sure. I mean, you're just
I think
trying
that
to
makes the
talk
most sense.
You're just trying to talk to stuff?
Yeah, but I think like I'm trying to get information about what this place is and what is going
Sure.
on
Yeah,
here.
discern realities then. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh no. Okay, well, it's a 5 plus 2, so a 7.
Great.
Okay,
You
so
get to
what
ask them.
I think what here is useful or valuable to me, other than I think I
Other
sort
than
of
the
know
oasis?
the pool. Yeah.
Yeah, there is like a single path that leads out of the bottom of this valley that you see, but it leads back up to the side that you already came from. So
see.
essentially what you can glean from this is this half giant isn't trying to kill anyone. This half giant is trying to knock them down into the valley where they can then recover and recuperate and try again if they want to, or that's like essentially in this like this oasis like down below is like, if you can tell like parts of it have been like kept, like it like there's some of the moss and like everything is like cultivated. It looks like someone is keeping care of it.
Does it seem like someone lives down, like is the half giant living down here somewhere, or is
Yeah.
it just
I think you could actually like you see like indents in like the moss and the grass of this, just like a huge print of the end of an axe, like that's just like put there. These like giant footprints right next to the oasis, and they like lead off into the distance. And I mean a little ways down even you can see another like the biggest tree trunk, but it's like it is just a trunk, but it is huge, and it is like a small home, like a cottage.
I think then that's where I would be headed when everything happened.
So you're headed off that way, and you hear all of this debris like falling behind you and everything. You didn't drink from the oasis or anything?
No, I think Lass is too interested in, like, it's just fascinated by what's down here. And it kind of like, this pool of life thing is fascinating, but I think she's already heard about that. And so there's like other stuff like, oh, what else is down here? Like,
cool. Yeah. Yeah, so you start moving forward, and you hear this crumbling and this breaking and this tension from behind you, and you start seeing debris just falling through that mist, that fog up above you, and it is like enormous, huge, like rocky debris just slamming into the grass and the moss down here, and you see one crush Josh.
Oh shit. I think Last says,
And then you hear
sorry.
And then you hear a familiar voice.
Shit.
I wanna try to catch Danae.
Sure. And one of you can roll a defy danger, and the other can roll an aid. Decide which one of you want to be.
No, that's on you.
Here's what I will say. I think I don't necessarily see Danae right this moment, and I need to figure out where he's going to land, right? So that
Sure.
would be my argument for defy danger through mental fortitude, to be underneath him when he falls so that I can catch him.
Yeah, if you're saying through mental fortitude, like wisdom, we're saying the wisdom through mental fortitude. See, I would refer that as quick thinking.
Okay, I'll take that too. Or Constitution as he slams into me.
Absolutely, yeah. I would take intelligence or Constitution, maybe like Dex or Strength. The only one I wouldn't take, the only two are Wisdom and Charisma. I wouldn't take.
Okay.
Well, actually, let me ask you this: about how much distance do I have once I get through the fog and can see what's going on? Because if I can see a possible safe landing, I might be able to like kick off against the rock.
Yeah, I mean, like there are giant mushrooms down here, and stuff. So you can maybe like softly land onto one of those.
Like some Alice in Wonderland type shit.
Yeah, like some Alice in Wonderland type shit.
Dope, cool.
So I'm gonna. Here's what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna roll plus intelligence to try to be underneath Danae when he falls. And Danae, you can roll aid to hit off against the mushrooms or whatever to try to line up with me as well.
Cool. I think we've been frustrated at each other, so I'm just gonna roll bond as just flat.
Yeah, that sounds right.
10.
Oh no. Sorry, hang on. My dice went rogue. That is 2 4s plus 1, a 9.
Oh well, I got a 10 plus 1.
Great. Yeah. So so Danae, I mean, both of you, like, tell me like how you safely land with all this debris crashing around you.
Well, sorry, go ahead, Spencer.
Can I? Yeah. So if Danae is on the side of the pillar that like is falling, so Danae isn't just like free falling, you know, it's almost like a slide down, you know. So Danae is kind of like getting that skidding and trying to like skid off, and kind of like gets a quick glance at what's going on, and then like kind of rocks forward onto like his heels and then kicks off towards.
I think honestly, I mean, here's what I'm thinking. Ladislaus is still in bird form. So like a direct impact from Danae's probably not going to be good for my little brittle bones. So I think what I'm going to try to do is fly up and just basically sink my talons into Danae's clothing to like and flap to keep him from hitting the ground as hard as he would otherwise have.
Yeah,
like a parachute.
Especially especially if he's just sliding down something. I think I could like slow him enough to like get his feet underneath him.
Great. Yeah. And that all happens. Like, and you touch down and you're both like safe, and the rubble like crumbles around you. One of these like huge pieces of like stony like tree bark splashes into this oasis, and it goes like splashes all of the area around it, touching the two of you even. Thank
God. And Danae is like immediately pulling you into a hug.
And you both actually heal for 3.
Damn. Sweet. Ladislaus lets go of you with her talons. And she says, "Oh, Danae, I'm glad you're okay."
Are you all right? You
yeah.
started falling.
This place is I don't know, it's kind of amazing. And Ladislaus just kind of like gestures around herself. She's like, "That pool over there, have you heard of the Pool of Life?"
I mean, I've read a couple accounts of it.
It's here, Danae. That's it right there. And she
Oh.
points over to the pool where that thing splashed down.
I won't lie. A lot of academia honestly believes this place is just myth and urban legend. Wow.
There's a cottage over there, and she gestures with one wing. I think that's where the half giant lives. I feel like if we get in there and maybe we could find something to convince them to let us pass.
Here, give me a second. I'm gonna take a moment to take a clean rag and sanitize. I've used up most of my charges of poison at this point. But I'm gonna
Sure.
take a moment to kind of sanitize. I still have a lot of vials on my person. So I'm gonna fill some of those up with water from the pool.
Um. Yes. Yeah. You can do that.
Does Lad know anything about how that might work?
Vlad,
From- or
actually,
last
you
from the
you
books?
you did roll like a really good spout lore before,
Yeah.
so you would know that you cannot take water away. As soon as you like take it, as soon as you take it like a little bit away from the pond, it does not work anymore. It's just water.
Danae. That's not going to do anything. It's just going to be regular water when you take it back up. That's probably honestly one of the reasons that people don't think this place exists. Because
That
the
could-
magic is only contained here.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. There's various faint traces. If you look at it, there's often often magic leaves a little often visual remnants. All the glow. It's a light refraction, if you will. But you can quickly see that it's fading.
But
Ladislaus
Danae,
gets
I-
up close to look.
Danae, you do as you are like looking at that, you're an alchemist sort of by trade. I mean, like you do concoctions and whatnot.
If I could go back to school, I'd really like to get a degree in alchemy.
The mushrooms around you though also have healing properties, and you think that they could be used as ingredients for healing potions.
Now these,
Danae, come
kinda
on.
like-
Let's go.
hang on, let me grab some of these. And I'm just gonna kind of like stuff chunks of these. They're like giant mushrooms, right? So I'm just like
Yeah.
grabbing chunks. I imagine it's the caps that have more of it. I'm probably gonna find like a smaller one,
With
get,
like a face
bigger,
on it?
like yeah,
Can you roll me a D4?
D4.
Before what?
4.
Sunrise, before
4?
sunset.
Okay, cool. Then you're able to grab enough mushrooms to like ingredients to end up making 4 health potions, like healing potions.
Hell
Damn.
yeah. All I gotta do is brew these. And you know what? I think I'll still take a sample of this anyway, Maybe there'd be, I don't know, you never know. Closer look.
Lass is headed for the little cottage.
Danielle, are you following?
Is that Josh?
Mm,
Well, actually, as you say that, you can probably see a little bit of Josh. Like you could see like an arm or something. And as you say that, you start seeing like the arm like convulsing, and like shuddering from like side to side. And you're there's this rumbling below this large debris that like fell onto Josh.
I'm gonna try and get the debris. It's clearly in the way of the rib cage.
Yeah, I mean you can go over it. This thing is huge. I mean do you want to roll just like some strength for me? Just like roll me a strength.
I think I'm gonna like try to size up the boulder, then be like, fuck it. And I'm gonna like drag Josh's legs out from under it, rather than trying to move the boulder out from Josh.
Yeah, you're like pulling Josh, and it's like, but all of Josh is not going with it.
oh.
It
I'm
is
not gonna get any further into it. I gotcha. But the suddenly like the you see the boulder start lifting up, and it gets like shoved to the side, and it falls like next to you, and you see in front of you not Josh. Like Josh's legs are still there, but you're for a moment, and they like start to convulse as well, and they are and like pumping and growing like right in front of you. and then a wing sprouts out from one side and another wing sprouts out from the other side, and these huge dark horns jut out and then back and around a tiger's skull in front of you that goes into the neck of a horse, almost like the mane from this like white Bengal tiger transitions into what the mane for the hair for like is it a mane for a horse as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mane for a horse going onto the back for the rest of this body that is like part steed, part tiger, stripes all along the sides, large reptilic with like feathers, like what an actual dinosaur might have for feathers. Sort of wings have sprouted out massive on both sides with this enormous sweeping giant lizard's tail coming out of the back end. And in front of you is a full-blown chimera.
Bastard.
Lass just has her mouth hanging open.
And on the back of the
Okay.
neck of this chimera is this glowing tattoo. And it looks at you and nods
Mine doesn't do that.
and then blasts off a gust of wind, like knocking the area around you as this chimera flies straight back up through the fog.
Damn.
We have the same tattoo. And like Danae pulls down on his neck and it like shows where he has his Chimera Bastard tattoo on his neck. Mine doesn't do that. This is just ink.
Yours is
That's
like
not
yours is
fair.
like a stick and poke.
That's not fair at all.
Up top, Dowser, are you still just like on the other side of the?
Can I, if Franny's amenable to this, can Dowser and Brenner be like having a conversation, yelling across the chasm as the fight's happening?
Yeah.
Is that physically possible?
Yeah. You can yell that far. Yeah.
I think Dad's gonna win, but I'm gonna bet against him.
What do you want to bet?
I bet. Dowser rifles his pocket. Like 2 golds.
Only 2?
Okay, fine. 3 golds. Golds.
Yeah, okay.
Din Din, a boomerang axe flies towards you with extreme force. Can I get a defy danger from you?
Yeah.
Just eat the chimera, take a big honking bite.
I'm trying to think of the best one to use. I rolled a 5, and then if I use it on Constitution, it would be a 7. I think that's the best I could do.
Okay, you can end up with a 7. So you're bracing to like stop this again,
Mhm.
essentially.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, it's not gonna happen this time.
Mhm.
You get I'll give you this. You don't get hit by the blade end of this axe.
Mhm.
It's like as you go to meet it full on. I think they've had enough fights where they are like expecting you to kind of like back away a little bit. So the trajectory of the spinning of the axe is
Mhm.
to meet you a little bit further away. So it hits you with the blunt end, but you get just knocked and it like carries you. You get like knocked back like 3 pillars. You're now just only a couple of pillars away from where you started and where Brenner is. And you just get wrecked for the most part here. I'm gonna need you to take 12 damage.
All right.
Wow.
With, not ignoring armor though.
Not ignoring armor. Not ignoring armor.
Yikes.
Okay. That's exactly the amount Brenner healed.
Thank God they did.
And you get like flung off of this axe. You hit like one of these pillars and you're like laying on top of it. It is just enough to fit your body. It is not as large as the center pillar that is now destroyed. And that axe like whips in the air for a moment and then immediately returns to Garbanzo.
Yeah, we got to steal this axe.
We gotta steal this half giant. Come with us, buddy.
Garbanzo
We
goes,
do.
all right, we'll see what you did there. I mean, do you have some sort of like weapon to fight me long distance? Because you kind of just clinched my victory.
Hmm. there's a giant dragon in the air. I mean, like, have you thought about fighting that instead of a bunch of small beings?
I'm not gonna fight a dragon. What do you think? I want to die?
That's what I've been telling my family.
Oh, you tell me about it. I tell my family, all sorts of things back in the day, and they all went into the cave. Haven't seen them.
You have a family?
Well, yeah. Where do you think I come from?
The sky.
Aren't you a dad?
I leave the knowing things for Danail and Lass.
Who?
And all of them, really.
I don't know who these people are. No, yeah, I feel like you can appreciate this.
Dad doesn't know where babies come from. I love it.
Pelican's
you
kind of like a
doing?
stork.
I used to escort people through the cave, but I mean, then they just end up dying right in front of me because I can't keep track of all of them. So instead of leading people to their deaths, I stop them before they can die.
I'm really feeling you right now, actually.
Cool. And they wind back and barrel their axe towards you again. Defy danger, I guess. And
Poor Daddy Din Din.
It's a. I fucking wish I had my strength again. Oh no, that's a 10 on Constitution.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, are you palming it again? Are you stopping this axe? What do you do?
Can I? You know how like out of game. You know how like NASA sends satellites around planets' orbits like to come back. I want to fucking do that.
You want to swing around and throw the axe back at Garbanzo.
Yeah, I want to pong it back.
You want to hook it and whoom, swing it back around.
Yeah, because I don't think I could throw it on my own. But if it's cool momentum, or I'll.
No, absolutely. Roll me your damage then.
Okay.
Because this is just gonna like you did the defy danger, you got it. Just like roll damage.
Hell yeah. Oh jeez.
I gotta give a shout out real quick too. I told my family all sorts of things back in the day. Now they can't drink orange juice no more. Real shame.
What?
I don't know.
It's just making me laugh very much. Thank you very much, Exogenesis.
Yeah,
That's a 7.
Very good.
That's the energy of the Glass Beach streams whenever Exogenesis shows up, and I appreciate having that.
Yeah, so with that 7, like the axe goes back and it just nails Garbanzo. Just like full on, you get a direct hit. And it knocks Garbanzo back onto another pillar, and they have to like catch themselves before they fall to the ground below. And the axe continues like swinging back past them, and like boom, lands like right next to Dowser.
Oh, can I do something?
Sure.
I would like to unmake it. Just like I see it, I was like, oh, okay. Just like wipe my hands across it and try to melt it.
Cool. Give me the roll.
This has been Defy Danger Constitution to do it without time or equipment. I think that's a 6. That's a 6.
I love this. Holy crap. Okay. All right. So yeah. You go to do this. You're like, all right, I've got this. I mean, you go and like you go to like put your hands, and then immediately the axe lifts like out of the ground and like catches you and knocks you into the valley. And as
You owe me 5 gold.
and the axe slams back into this half giant's hand and like looks over at you, Din Din, and smiles like real wide, blood like wiping from their mouth, and they just go, okay, I guess I gotta be careful about throwing this at you. And then in between the two of you, fog and mist blasts to both sides, as in front of you, you are seeing the back of a beast like you have never seen before. Wings, reptilic feathered wings, the back of a horse with stripes of a Bengal tiger, the head of a tiger with horns jutting out, dark horns jutting out to the front and then arcing back over around to the neck, and the tail of a gigantic reptile swinging back and forth right in front of your face.
Friend of
And
yours?
that's where we're going to take our break. We will be
in a
back.
horse neck, in a horse neck, right? I remember a horse
In a
neck?
horse neck, yes, in a horse's neck. We'll take our break there. We will be back at
Hey,
9
wait,
o'clock.
real quick. I'm gonna retcon it. It's a giraffe neck now.
No.
Deal with it.
No.
Wait, what kind of feet? What kind of little
Latch to it, chat.
Beans?
Latch to the idea, chat.
It's got beans.
hooves
Good.
but beans?
William can't overpower us all.
Scary.
Hooves but beans.
What about
no.
like?
We will be back at 9:06. 9:05. 9:05. 10 minutes.
All right, so Danielle, you. Oh wait, shit. Sorry, you run this game.
Yeah. Alfonso looks at this creature, this chimera, in front of them, aghast, like, and with like a huge smile on their face, as they pound their axe like into their other hand, like kind of like what people do with bats, where they're like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Just cuts her hand off. Just.
Yeah. Din Din.
I tackle it. I jump at it. I
The
dive
chimera.
towards the chimera.
To just like on its back? You're just gonna jump on it?
Yes, like the very first time I tackled a dragon, and that went perfect.
I'm sorry.
With my knife.
Can Brenner, before you even start running, can Brenner grab your clothes and kind of like pull you back and say, Dad, hold off for 1 second. Ipsana, you got me, right?
Yeah.
You got my back.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I want to do something.
Oh.
Oh,
Sam,
okay.
the meeting.
Sam.
Oh, Firefox crashed.
Mhm.
Why are you using Firefox? This is a Google Chrome household.
Restarting camp.
Okay, Sam has died.
I think he means comp. I'm going to restarting camp. A whole new year.
This one time in restarting camp.
Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
very good.
I'm desperate to find out what Brenner's about to
Yeah,
do.
Brenner, what do you want to do? Let's just move forward.
Is there a way? Okay, yep. I'm gonna look the chimera dead in the eyes.
It is facing away from you. I just want to.
Oh, I say, do I need it to? Can I grab its tail?
Yes.
Okay, tug.
You tug on its tail,
Tug,
and then
tug.
look at you.
Chimera. And then I want to use. I just like zone in on its beautiful eyes, and I make this connection. And there's like this energy between us.
Oh, it's magical.
And then I become the law. I am the law.
You are the law.
I am the law.
What?
Wait, what is that? What are you doing?
So I roll plus charisma, and on a 7+, I can tell whoever I'm directing this at, do what I say.
Okay. Roll 2d6 plus charisma.
8.
On a 7+, they choose one. So do what you say, back away cautiously, then flee, or attack you.
What is the directive? Like, what is the use?
Yeah, what's the thing you're gonna tell it to do?
I'm gonna say, you're gonna help me. I'm gonna ride on your back. We're gonna take this garbanzo bean down.
You see it contemplate for a moment, like it's like paw like goes up, like
Its tail swishing like that.
yeah, the tail is like, it looks like a freaking Tim Burton movie. The tail is like moving all weird. That's just what I think about cats' tails. I just think if you look at a cat's tail as it's moving, it looks like it's like being puppeted in a Tim Burton movie. Check it out later.
I'm doing it right now. You're right.
Yeah, and it contemplates for a moment, and then just like hunches for you to jump on.
Hell yeah!
I think Brenner almost has a moment where they have to like kind of compose themselves because I don't think they really thought that they would be able to do this, and so they kind of look
Valkyrie
at
over
Ipsana.
here.
They look at Ipsana and they're like, thumbs up.
To everybody else watching, they just like turn over and just be like, "What up?" It's just like an empty camera spot.
Nothing. Okay, and then Brenner gets on the Chimera, and then takes their halberd, and then can I look? I'm gonna look. I'm gonna make another dead eye look.
Our pets are reenacting this scene right now.
They're like play fighting, but
Yeah.
You can bring your camera and show what they're doing. This is.
I think the
what's
audience can
happening.
imagine it.
Oh yeah.
Marco's butt, that's all that counts.
I lock eyes with with Garbanzo, and I say, "You."
Okay, cool. Go in. The Chimera flaps its wings to the side. Oh, jeez.
This is the Chimera sounds. It's great.
And bullets towards Garbanzo. Roll me a hack and slash.
Damn.
What is it plus?
It's plus strength.
Oh, cool. 9.
9 on a 7 and 9. You make your strike, but you get a strike back in return.
Okay.
So roll your damage plus 2d4.
Is Josh not helping?
That's true. I suppose Josh
Yeah.
is waiting.
What was the point of
Janice.
mounting?
Thank you.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I will roll an aid from Josh.
Hey! All right!
It's an 11.
Oh! Wow! One short of maximum.
Oh my god, so I have a 17.
Oh my god.
17 damage?
Yes.
Yes! Wow. Things really picked up in Act 2.
So
Brenner,
as
you
you
could have
are-
killed me.
As you are coming in with with this strike, last minute you see that like thrill in Garbanzo's eyes like disappear. It's not like they're distressed, but they like it just a sudden acknowledgement of defeat, just immediate, and you see them like shift to one side as you.
So on the Chimera, we're bounding on these pillars with such ease, and as we get closer to Garbanzo, Brenner is flinging around their halberd, and can I use, instead of like, because I don't want to kill Garbanzo, but I think I just want to knock them straight off the pillar so that they fall into the valley.
Absolutely.
Below.
17 full damage of knocking not killing Garbanzo, but knocking Garbanzo into the valley.
Just a little knocking damage.
But you nail Garbanzo.
Some
Like
boop damage.
immediately they are out. And you see them fall into the foggy mist below.
Do you need some cheese with that chili? And then we keep going over.
And Dowser, you hit the bottom of this valley. It's like, again, it's softer than you expected it to be. You take one. Oh gosh,
One, you say?
Yeah, I do.
Let
say
me roll a
one.
d4. That by 3, so I heal for 2.
You know what? You do.
Oh!
Yeah, you hit the ground, and you feel this splash of water as you have landed like halfway in this creek, and the splash like splashes up on you and it heals you for 2 hit points.
The flame lives in the water.
You hit the ground, and then shortly after that, you hear this like bounding and like barreling sound up above you, and then suddenly like a pew, and over by that oasis, this pond, just a huge splash immediately as Garbanzo falls right into the pond. Them determining exactly how they needed to take Brenner's hit in order to do that, because they had done this many times before. There's nothing for a moment after the splash, and then suddenly a gasp out of the oasis down below next to you, Dowser, as Garbanzo is breathing in with a big smile on their face, their axe plummets and lands on the ground next to them, and they step out of the pond and pick up the axe and look at you, and do like a nod, like a
Did my dad beat you?
no,
Oh,
but the smaller one got on the back of a chimera
oh, Brenner, they're very strong. What?
and smashed the living bits out of me.
Running on a what?
A chimera?
What?
Oh,
Hey, William,
yes.
is it fair to say that Danail and I would have made it to that cottage by now?
Yeah, you're at the cottage. You're just
Can we already be inside?
no.
Okay, we're at the door then.
Yeah.
Danail,
It's a little ways off. It's a little ways off.
do you know how to pick locks? I shouldn't even ask. Can you pick the lock?
Danail looks you directly in the eye. We're not at the cottage yet.
You are. You're right in front of the cottage.
Danail looks you directly in the eye and says no, and just like flicks the lock. And I'm gonna roll tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
No, I got a fucking 13.
Oh my god.
No,
I don't even need to look the whole time. I'm just like, Danail's just like, no.
click. Yeah. The door opens.
Sheepishly, Lass pushes the door open with her foot. What do we see inside, William?
Yeah, it's just very homely. It's so
I'm meaning something different than what you think it means.
there's a little orange, tabby. I think I meant to say homie.
Mhm.
Little orange. Look at the little homie. Oh,
Yeah,
pretty
there's a little homie. It's a regular size cat. So like you would think Garbanzo like carrying this thing or whatever. It's just like it's like tiny.
Carried on their finger.
I pick up the little kitty and I love it, and I give it love, and I hold it, and what's it say? What's it say?
I'm translating whatever it's saying.
It's saying, "Oh, you're very small. You're very small compared to Garbanzo."
It's all right. I'm very small. Well, compared to most people except my family.
It's using a diminutive word for small.
Feed me. Did you bring me food? Feed
I
me.
feed it just like a
stranger.
little nibble of mushroom.
Thank you.
William,
get out
I'd
of
like
here.
to look around in here and see if I can find anything about this place. Like, I'm looking for like books or
Hey!
scrolls or.
Hey!
Yes?
Hey!
Yeah?
You're here.
Yeah. We're here.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah?
Hi!
Hi.
Hi!
Hi. Can you tell me
Feed
anything?
me more.
Okay. Can you tell me anything about your owner?
Garbanzo? Garbanzo does not own me, and neither do you.
I wasn't chosen trying to imply anything.
You didn't reply anything. You straight up said owner.
Well, how would you refer to them?
Roommate.
Oh, well, can you tell me a little about your roommate then?
They're big. They feed me. When they come through the door, we say "Hey" to each other. They pet me, and then they're big some more, and they feed me more, and then they go back outside. They don't spend a lot of time here. It's a pretty sweet gig. I get most of the cottage to myself.
Oh, well, that's great. Would you like to take the opportunity to go explore the outside for a while?
I can do that whenever I want. I have a little door out the back.
That's
What are you
very.
trying to do in my own home?
very kind of Garbanzo to build a little door for you.
I built that.
You built the door?
Well, metaphorically.
With Garbanzo's help, maybe?
I'm done answering your questions.
Okay.
And the cat just like walks by you to the outside.
Okay, William, I'm looking around for things. I just closed the door behind it and put something in front of the cat door. Just for the moment.
All right, let's see if we can find tomes, weapons, scrolls.
I'm discerning realities, William.
There's a shelf with a sign that says "Home Weapons Scrolls."
Hey, Spencer, would you like to maybe help me with this?
An aid.
Yeah. Wait, can you give +2 on an aid?
Wait, I mean,
No.
no, you can't.
Okay, well, I rolled a 5, so...
Tell you what, I'm looking at this shelf that's very clearly marked tomes, weapons, scrolls. So why don't you aid me?
It's empty.
Well, I rolled a 5, so...
Why even label a thing if you're not even gonna like accurately like update your labels or like get rid of the shelf? You know, it's just like
Just
you're just
taking up
occupying
space.
there. Really though, really.
You don't have to roll to like search the cottage, by the way. Unless you're like looking for like things that might be hidden, which I mean, like maybe I guess you would be doing that. But
I actually
with
have room for that.
yeah.
Oh, I fucked that up.
You two are so good at sleuthing.
Hang on a second.
Holmes and Watson over here.
Because one of the questions I ask when I use my thief move, trap expert, I can ask, what else is hidden here?
Oh, I see. How did
But
that
I
go?
got a 6.
Cool. There's
Usually.
nothing. There's nothing hidden here. Nothing bad happened to you, even though you both horribly failed. You just walk around. The only thing you find is a pile of letters.
From...
Are they steamy?
No, it's a pile of letters from different like it's like Mark II Garbanzo, our little bean, and it's like from family.
Wait, this person said that they had not seen their family in a long, long time.
Yeah, letters last a while.
Yeah,
also-
okay. How recent are these letters?
They seem old.
Dang.
They don't go away when you stop seeing your family.
They seem
Well,
really
I just
old.
figured that these were sent back. The Garbanzo said that their family had gone into the cave and then never returned. So that would mean these letters are from before they went into the cave, when they were living right next to
Set up
them.
in the cave.
Right, which would be
We
deeply
found this
deep.
wonderful new mushroom on the wall today. Let me write you a letter about it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, writing letters could mean they just had somebody deliver it for them too.
So I don't know if you had Lars, I don't know if you had any plan in particular for this B&E.
We're
but
breaking and entering?
we literally picked a lock to get in.
Oh my god, this is my first crime.
You asked me well, don't you think murdering all the people in the tower and prior to the tower would constitute as a crime?
No.
Technically, well, I'm I suppose guarded by the law. You, however, are just a citizen, technically murdering other citizens. So technically, I am witness to dozens of first-degree homicides by your hand.
I collapsed the tower, but I didn't kill anyone.
What about the time when you turned into sand and spread yourself out across the room? Okay, you turned into sand, shot yourself across the room, deliberately got pieces of yourself ingested by living human beings who, like this Garbanzo, had parents, presumably, perhaps still extant, we do not know, maybe even children, and then killed them with parts of your sand body.
That was self-defense.
Dowster, you are like face to face, except like you're extremely short compared to
Right.
Garbanzo. Garbanzo's just like chilling and like looking down at you.
So looks like you and Douse are in the same spot, huh?
If we did drink from
Yeah, did you know that the flame lives in here?
The-
Usually it
um,
doesn't live in the water.
I guess this time the flame lives in the water.
It's amazing. This is your water? And Dowser is like splashing it on himself and drinking it.
I mean, it's not my water. I just, we found it. And then we built a little cottage over there. My parents and everything live on the other side of the valley. Or used to, before I lost them.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My dad's up there. He tried to kick your ass.
Yeah, I suppose I should get back up there.
Oh, no, it's fine if you're down here. Then we just cross, go save the world.
You
I
know
don't know why
what?
you're trying to stop us.
I'm not trying to stop you. I just don't want you to get hurt.
Oh, we won't. Well, we will, but we won't die.
Well, I see that now. All of you are very good.
Literally, you don't know who Dowser is? Look at me.
Dowser?
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 Dowser.
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 Dowser, do you want to come to my house?
Oh no.
Dowser would love nothing more. Large, big bean. And Dowser extends a hand.
And Garbanzo just doesn't even take the hand, but like grabs your torso and like lifts you up and puts you on their shoulder.
Thank you. Dowser likes to be tall.
And then like scoops up some water from the oasis and just like lifts it to your mouth.
Beautiful. As Dowser should be treated.
Danae, we should probably get out of here.
Quick.
I
Turn into the cat.
feel wrong.
Turn into the cat.
I don't know if I can. I haven't been able to change from my
Try.
bird form. Okay, I'm gonna try.
Okay, let's do it.
So this is my regular shape shifting, right? I don't need to. Okay, all right. Let's see what happens. Fuck. That is a 6 + 2 = 8.
An 8.
So normally what would happen is on a 7 to 9, I would hold 2.
You are still a bird.
Shit. I'm still a bird.
But now you have an orange cat tail.
Shit. But I have an orange cat.
Is it bird like to scale with the bird size, or is it cat size?
It's to scale with the bird size.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Hey,
I'm
now we're
becoming.
both chimeras.
I think I'm becoming a chimera.
Which I don't.
Quick, bar the door. We can hear them coming. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
they do.
boom.
Anyway, good Dowser.
Brenner and Dindin, I want to check in on you two.
Yes, please.
So you're the two up above. The chimera like softly lands on the pillar right in front of you, Dindin, and like leans down to let Brenner climb off.
Brenner, that was amazing.
A little longer.
The head like kind of like walks like around to and like side eyes you, like the way that cats side eye,
Pet,
where you can
pet.
see the white of the cat's eye for a second. It
Yes.
looks
Does it
really
have
funny.
cat eyes?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's got a tiger.
Your friend?
Brenner gives them a good scratch.
Yeah, and they're like leaning into it.
Do they purr?
Yes.
It's like a
yeah, it's like
rumble.
a low rumbling, like growling purr.
This must be Ipsana.
No.
It's an honor to finally meet you.
I like where your head's at, Dad, but no, this is not Ipsana. This I've decided is Nicodemus.
Nicodemus.
So we have
Nicodemus.
Yeah.
the apocalypse dragon, and now we whip out Nicodemus. Now we have Nicodemus in the jar.
Horrifying dragon Carl. Like, yeah. Of course.
Well, we want short for Carlophagus. No, that didn't really.
Yeah, that's way scarier. And then so Nicodemus is what you've named. Here, let me put that
Yes.
in my notes as the canonical name for this person.
Little do we know it's actually Josh's surname. Just never came up.
Josh Nicodemus. I think Brenner is actually just really good at naming things.
Carpenter is like, how did they know?
She knows. They know the inside workings of everything.
That's some name of the wind shit.
Have you read? Anyway, we can talk more about this off stream, Spencer, but we should.
Multiple times.
Dad, come on.
Hold on. With its graceful giraffe neck, I see you. I see you, Spencer. Do not. It is a horse
I don't
neck.
know what you're talking about.
It's a horse
I was
neck.
thinking zebra.
Well, it does have
I heard
stripes.
hooves, so,
it has
like,
stripes.
yeah.
Anyways, the cool thing, audience, is no one can control your theater of the mind except you.
I can control your theater, Spencer. I'm your GM, and I say what goes and what doesn't.
I am the master of the game.
You know what? Now, Ladislas has a giraffe neck. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Shit.
That's not true.
Canon. You said it. It's canon.
Okay, Brenner, you're still on the back of this thing. Din Din, you're face to face with this huge looming chimera.
Come on, Din Din.
Is
To the
it
other
okay with
side.
me?
Wait for everyone else.
Okay. Nice to meet you. Okay. Thank you. I get on.
Yeah, and the chimera flies both of you to the other side of the of the cavern where no one else is.
Brenner slides off Nicodemus and gives them a salute.
Nicodemus salutes you back.
I guess should we just hang here for a while, Dad, and wait and see if they come back up? I'm only because I really don't want to go down there if we don't have to.
Sure. I mean,
But I mean, we will obviously if they don't come back up.
I mean, they must have plummeted to their deaths. I do think that.
Oh, God.
No, I know they're not. I know where they are, and
Did
they're
your
not.
friend tell you that?
You know where they are? Oh, you do. That's true. That's right. You know where they are.
I know where they are, and they're just fine.
I don't know. Do you get to know if they're okay? Or do you just know where they are?
I mean, I have an unwavering sense of where my family is at all times.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're alive.
Well, I feel like
My God.
Here's the thing, if they know that we're moving, then that
Yeah, so someone could be dragging your bodies, your dead, lifeless bodies.
No, I don't know with the energy if the light went out.
I don't know.
Brenner wouldn't know. The thing Brenner is tracking is like our soul or our like divine essence. So if we die, that leaves us.
Sure,
Is it-
sure,
that
everyone.
would put us in the spirit.
You know what?
I
Sure,
like that
fine.
interpretation a lot, actually.
Fine.
John, I'd love to. I will.
Okay, you can tell they're still alive.
Okay. And
But-
that's every time. That's all the time.
That's all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to highlight.
Yeah.
Of course, we're setting up a very sad moment when they can tell one of us have died.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
force-sensing
yeah.
shit.
So yeah, I think maybe we could just hang out here. What do you
Just-
think?
Chill
Okay.
with Nicodemus.
Would you like some bread?
Yes.
All right.
We've jammed the door. We've
Oh, wait,
jammed the door.
The door blasts open. Oh, that's weird.
That's how you open your door. You know there are easier ways. You don't have to break it every time.
Well, I like to fix the lock every time.
No, that makes sense. Locks are fun.
I mean, there's not much to do around here, so
I
I
also
just
like
like
to melt
to.
a
I
lot.
like to give myself a little bit of work.
Do you have a crumpet?
You know what I do?
Do you have a second crumpet? How many might you have?
I got enough for me, so enough for you.
Oh, Garbanzo, you're such a good friend. Are you ready to leave here with us and help us save the world?
Now my duty is to the giant's pass.
Yes.
Danail and I are crammed into a wardrobe.
Well, I'm actually picturing us doing like one of those things where you're like up in the rafters with your like limbs all stretched out, and
I
like
cannot do that. I am a bird. I
Well,
can't.
that's why you're sitting on my
that.
shoulder. Danail's doing it, and you're just up there. Like, you can just
You're
can just
supporting
fly
my
into the
full
rafters.
weight.
Well, you can fly into the
Bird,
rafters.
you're a bird.
A giant.
I'm in a wardrobe. I'm
Is
in the wardrobe.
in the wardrobe.
Cool.
Okay, Ladislas is in the wardrobe, and Danail is up in the rafters. Danail, can you give me a defy danger?
I think this is Defy Danger Constitution, not to have like the Mission Impossible
yeah,
drop.
Sweat.
That's a 6, 7, 8 flat. My Constitution is in.
7, 8 flat.
So I
Okay.
think I stay up there, but the drop of sweat does bead and fall, and you just like you have that zoom in on Danail's face as like you see the bead, and they're like no. Bloop.
Yeah, Garbanzo is making their way to like the pantry area and is about to grab some like crumpets, and then like hears it and like just a droplet on the wood and goes, huh?
Well,
And, like,
you've got a
turns-
leak.
I got a leak. And then the head tilts up.
Danail like rolls over and like kind of stuffs himself in like the chimney.
Defy danger.
You have a spell for this situation.
Wait, William, where the hell is there a chimney in this tree?
In the wardrobe.
It's a cottage, not a tree.
It's a cottage. It's a tree trunk cottage. It's like there's
Also,
a chimney there.
I use dexterity, and that's an 11 to just
11,
like.
okay. Yes. So Garbanzo looks up and is like, "Oh, okay. I mean, I'll do some repair work on it, like, you know."
Dawson can help. Also, Dawson's dad, Dindin, who kicked your butt, can also help.
Dindin did not beat me in a fight.
Oh, well, then.
Dindin, on all accounts, very strong, but probably would have lost in a fight with me. Oh, do you hear my cat?
Are they outside?
Meow.
Outside the house?
I just let my tail peek out from underneath the wardrobe.
A big cat.
Oh, hey, come here, little buddy, little roomie.
I try to do. Wait, I speak cat, right? Because I just was communicating with this cat. So in cat, I say everything's fine. No need to come in here.
But all everyone is hearing is just like.
Dawson's like shaking. He's still riding Garbanzo's shoulders, and he's just like, actually, Garbanzo, what do you meant? Leaving the cat hidden until Dawson leaves? Dawson's actually a little scared of things with claws.
Fair enough.
It's because Dawson looks like prey, but is not. You should know this. Biggest hero in the world. That's me.
You do look like prey.
Yes,
While their
but
backs
not
are turned, I'm gonna dip my head out of the chimney like a ninja Santa Claus and fire. Since the door is kicked open, I'm gonna shoot a crossbow bolt outside the door to make a noise out there.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Just do a volley for me.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not gonna give you the disadvantage on this. It's just you're just gonna be able to do it. It's not. I just wanted to see I want to see if it failed. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you fire that crossbow bolt out, and Garbanzo turns immediately.
Dowser too.
Oh, I'm Dowser, and grabs your little torso and sets you on the ground. I'm gonna go.
No. Dawson will see to this. Dawson's a guest in your home. You're being very hospitable, and also Dawson doesn't want to delay the now to crumpet time. So Dawson will take care of your dangers outside for you.
Okay.
Anything you can tell me.
Hey, there is one thing I should tell you, Dowser. There is nothing I hate more than something being in my home when it's not supposed to. So I'm real worried about things on the outside there. Make sure they stay out there.
For you, Garbanzo, Dawson will make sure of this.
Great.
There will be no one and nothing in your home that you did not ask to be here. In fact, before Dawson comes back in, Dawson will knock and make sure that it is okay.
If anything comes in, I'm not going to hold it against you, but I'm not going to be happy about it, and some things might get chopped in half.
Garbanzo, Dawson would never let you down.
All right.
Not
Thank
on
you.
purpose, and especially not on accident.
You know what? You've shown me, you and your family, very, very wonderful people.
We are cut of one cloth, though those cloth comes from everywhere.
I mean, you're so kind, and you respect people and their boundaries and the things that they respect.
That made us all very good.
Wonderful.
And the Dawson was partially raised by the flame.
One thing. I don't think your father knows how babies are made.
Oh, Dawson suspected. Dawson will explain. I mean, Dawson explained we all come from the flame, but we can go through it again.
Absolutely. I'll get to work on those crumpets.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, yes, but also thank you.
Now, sir.
Hey, William.
Invisibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dawson's gonna leave.
Noctis Veil Persona.
You know, Dad, I really hope they're not poking their noses in places they're not supposed to.
For my children, I raised them good.
To go poking in places they're not supposed to?
Okay, actually, well, the nail probably, but
What are you talking about? Last two.
I mean,
Especially
Les went on a whole soul-searching adventure. I do suppose that they could have picked up a little bit of mischief here and there.
What was your roll?
I think I had a -1 ongoing from the last time I cast a spell, which brings me to a 6, 7.
Oof.
7?
It's not a failure.
What do you choose?
So my options are I draw unwelcome attention or put myself in a spot. Which I think is okay. I've been playing this like I have a verbal component of Noctis Veil Persona. Danail's gonna whisper it so quiet. And Garbanzo's gonna be like, what was that?
Okay, so you're invisible, but like now, is someone in here?
William, I'm gonna try to shapeshift again.
Okay.
Does Dowser hear Garbanzo say what was that or whatever? Or
Yeah. Hey, is
is
someone in here?
someone in here? Or is Dowser too far away at that point?
No, you can probably hear it.
Okay. Yeah, then I think Dowser would do like a quick scan outside, but would turn to see what's going on.
Lot of sauce.
That is 2 1s plus 2.
You die.
Oh, you got anamorphed, Sam.
I get more anamorphed. More anamorphed.
What were you trying to turn into?
The cat again.
You succeed.
Shit.
You turn into the cat. And and Garbanzo comes around and is like, I know you're in here. I know someone's
Someone broke in?
No, oh, sorry.
The tail is still coming out of the wardrobe.
Dowser, there's no, sorry. It's just my little kitty.
Oh,
My little-
oh God!
My little, sorry.
Dowser's gonna go back outside. We've got these handles here. It's great. He slams the door.
And Garbanzo picks up Ladislas and is like holding her and is like, oh yeah, I had a good day at work. Did you have a good day? My little pistachio.
Meow.
And I want it to be clear, you cannot do anything but meow.
Shit.
Oh no.
Do I okay. Do I look exactly like this? We should establish. Do I look exactly like this cat?
You look
Okay.
at
Everything.
same
cool.
size and everything.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
I can't wait for this other fucking cat to show up.
Are you saying it's going to be a tale of two kitties?
That's it. That's the episode title. That's it. That's the title.
I'm gonna roll.
Please do.
Oh my god.
Dowser gets outside, shaking in his flames, and is basically scanning the environment out here because we did hear a noise.
Mhm.
And he's going through his inspectacles, looking around. I want to pull up what my options are without the inspectacles, but
Yeah, what happened here recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for?
what happened here recently is what I want, specifically with the sound. And I ended up with an 11, so I'll get 3 questions.
Okay. Yeah, that you find the crossbow bolt immediately, and you can see that like the trajectory came from inside of the cottage.
Oh my God. Okay. Are there any dangers out here that I should look for?
There are none. There are no dangers out here that you should be on the lookout for.
Okay.
Except wait, to Dowser,
Sure. Yeah.
there's a cat headed back to the cottage.
Third question. Because I'm assuming it looks exactly like the cat I just saw inside.
Yes.
Can I trust that cat?
I don't know. I don't know.
Can my eyes maybe not tell me that?
Well, anybody else?
How about is that a real cat?
It's a real cat.
Okay.
It's a real cat.
Then Dowser is going to. You said this real cat is creeping up to the house.
Yeah, it sees you and it just starts meowing.
Dowser dips behind, like around the house, blocking off line of sight from it, and is just trying to like peek at it. But he's very afraid, and he's gonna like kind of watch and see where it goes.
Okay. It's going around the back of the house.
Yeah, Dowser's gonna be like, make sure there's like a whole like side of the house between him and the cat, and if it goes in, then he'll go in.
Danail?
I'm invisible and I'm kind of creeping out. I think I can see the wardrobe that I knew Lost was hidden in, and now I see the cat. I didn't see the shape-shifting happen, but I can see that the wardrobe has been opened and empty. So Danail's like, question mark. And the plate of crumpets that Garbanzo is taking I'm gonna sprinkle some oil of Taggart into that.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh
roll,
my god.
So this is like a wood floor. Can you roll me defy danger dexterity with advantage to make sure you don't like creak the floor too much?
Oh boy.
Advantage. That's gonna be 7, 8, 9. 9.
9. So you get and you sprinkling the oil of Taggart and like you're thinking to yourself, okay, I got it. I'm getting out of here. And as soon as you start stepping away, a huge creak right underneath your foot. Like
Wait.
Armando's eyes just whoo, like
What did Danail roll?
a 9.
A 9.
Can I give aid by, because I hear this other cat meowing outside. Can I just try to meow as loudly as possible?
You don't know that Danail is doing this. Danail is invisible.
Right, but I assume Danail's trying to get out, and more than that, I'm trying to cover up the sound of the other cat outside.
I think instead of an aid, you yourself have to roll defy danger.
Okay. All right.
Cover up
Defy
the cat.
danger what? Charisma?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens.
This is so nice.
That is an 8 minus 1.
7. Garbanzo like darts over and is carrying you, Ladislas, and is like heading closer to these the crumpets, which are closer to the back door, and starts hearing this competing meow.
Meow!
Hold on, buddy.
Meow, meow,
wait,
meow,
do you
meow.
want me to put you down? What?
Meow!
Hold on. I hear another meow.
No!
Eyes dart like.
This is the front door that they're broken.
Is it the front door? So yeah,
Yeah.
Garbanzo like spins back around.
Can Dowser come in?
Yeah, of course, Dowser.
Dowser comes in very quickly and like finds a chair far away from the back door to sit down in.
Danail scrambles out of the way.
You want to have 2 cats?
Twin cats, identical down to every last fur.
No, I've never even seen another cat around here.
Well, the one in your arms, that's your cat, right?
Of course, this is my cat.
You have, and Dowser leans in from across the room. You have an intruder cat by the back door. Can Dowser eat a security crumpet, please? Are they ready?
Absolutely, please. I'm just gonna tell. I mean, like, I'm a little stressed at the moment. I've got a little stressed to eat something. So just have all of them if you want.
Really?
Them. Yeah.
Oh, Dowser will save a couple for his family, though.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, Dowser will save a couple for his family.
So Dowser, you start feeling sleepy.
Not crumpet nap. Can Dowser curl up in your fireplace?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And he lights it up and starts to curl up. In there.
Garbanzo creeps around the corner and looks at the.
Danail has to
door.
backtrack.
Lass is
Danail is gonna
trying.
go back for the.
Lass is trying from their arms is trying to get Dowser's attention. Just not by meowing, just by kind of like looking and widening his eyes.
Just like
The eyes are super wide.
So big.
Danail just freezes because you're looking right at him and he's freaked out.
Yeah. Maybe I want to roll discern reality, so with like a -1 because I'm drifting off to sleep.
Yes.
Or wisdom.
Oh my god.
This in reality is wisdom.
Cool. Then that is 9 + 2 - 1, so 10.
10.
Oh,
Wow.
sorry, it's only +1, so it's actually 9.
9. So you get 1 question.
What is the cat trying to tell me?
I think
Big Arms is talking to Dowser.
I think you can see that there is something like otherworldly about this cat. Like kind of. It's and that it is like you've seen Ladislas like shapeshift enough that like there's a hint of Ladislas there. I think you can make that out.
Hey, William, there's actually a very specific thing that I can give you. We haven't really had a chance to talk about this because it hasn't been relevant, but Ladislas and all druids have a tell, which is something they always keep the same throughout their like every animal form they take. So what I chose was my tell is eyes that match the color of the sky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what a
So-
cool thing.
So this cat has different colored eyes than the one outside.
Okay. So I think Dow's getting that information and like maybe being able to figure out right before he dozes off that this might be Ladislas. I think because I'm going out of mixed success, all Dow's is able to get out is Garbanzo, you can trust the outside cat.
Shit! Shit!
And the cat comes in from the outside.
Oh no!
And Garbanzo's gonna roll an intelligence to see if there's anything different from cat to cat like that they would remember. They can't really seem to make out a difference between the two of you.
A cloud just went over the sky, and so my eyes match the color of the cat's.
Garbanzo goes over and like sets you down. And as soon as the other cat comes in, it's like meowing up at Garbanzo in a way
I'm
that
doing the same thing. I'm mirroring whatever this cat is doing. I'm doing the same thing.
Which cat do I shoot?
Hang on. I've never tried to cast this spell on anyone but myself, so I don't know if I even can. I'm gonna try and cast Mirror Image on one of these cats so I can get Ladislas out.
Wait, do you know which cat is Ladislas?
That might be a roll first.
It doesn't really matter, honestly.
I have a hunch it's the one that
From the closet.
is holding on. And honestly, if Danail is an Eladrin, so Danail naturally has like that kind of like natural kind of like inherent magic of kind of seasonally shifting. So it kind of like runs in the family, you know. So I think Danail, and I've been playing Danail and Ladislas's half sibling, so I think Danail is always able to tell. I think Danail was like thrown at first, but I think I know which one is Ladislas. I don't know if I can actually cast Mirror Image, but I really want to say I can. It says specifically I cast an illusory image on myself, but can we say I cast it on the cat?
Roll. Plus your whatever your spellcasting modifier is, wisdom or whatever.
It's +2 intelligence, -1 ongoing for 5.
Oh no.
William, if
Oh,
you have
no.
I was gonna mean-
Actually, never mind.
So in front of here's two things happen, Danail. Your invisibility wears off immediately. Garbanzo's back is to you. And in front of Garbanzo, 2 more cats appear. But they just start like they're there and they all are doing the exact same thing. Like they're doing the same thing, not in tandem. It's not like it like exactly, but then they just like start like doing that thing where they like headbutt each other or like rubbing against each other. And Ladislas, you can feel these cats and they feel real as hell. It seems like Danail has accidentally just summoned 2 new cats that look exactly the same.
It's almost as if the inherent Danail thinks to himself, it's almost as if the inherent life magic that is innate to this place of power has turned an illusion into a transmutation spell of sorts. Fascinating. And I'm going to try and backstep out the door and then knock on it as if I was outside.
roll dexterity to find it.
Now, okay, I just want to be clear. What is going through Lass's head right now is like, I can't leave, because if I leave, it makes me seem like the odd one out.
I don't know. Cats do whatever.
Hey, Ladislas, can you make any pitches for an aid?
No, literally no.
6.
6? You take 1 step. Your foot like breaks through the floorboard. It breaks through the floorboard and you like just collapse. And Garbanzo like slow turns and like sees you.
I'm sorry, it was a teleportation spell gone awry. Where am I?
And-
Oh, you're a giant. Hello.
And Garbanzo kicks off towards you, and in a full, just like there's only like 10 feet between you, but it is like an immediate full sprint to body check you right out the door.
Oh shit.
Just in time has passed. Can we check in above and see it? Are y'all just like
Yes.
waiting for us up there
Yeah.
still?
Well, Dad, from the reading that I've read, what I've gathered is that it takes 2 people to make babies.
No,
The Chimera is nodding.
I mean, and I don't know how comfortable you are with me telling you in detail.
no. Brenner, no, I get it. But like, I was one person, and you guys just came out of nowhere.
Well, and yeah, and that's what's called a found family, Dad.
Nicodemus' tail like makes a loop, and it puts its paw through the loop, like in and out, in and out.
Oh, Nicodemus gets it. It's on
But like,
I
and
just,
giants,
what?
and giants.
I mean, you know, they probably have their own way.
And you all hear a big bang.
I guess we better go down, eh?
As Danail gets blasted through the front door of this cottage. You're gonna take 11 damage.
Jesus
Holy
Christ!
God.
Danail's stitches are split open and is really hurting. Definitely has like a black eye and nose messed up.
Hey.
I'm gonna roll to see if Dowsey woke up because I'm in a light sleep with the oil of Taggart.
Yes,
So
you just
to
wake
see.
up. You wake up.
Cool.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's a light sleep. Yes, Ladislaus.
I speak cat, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to. I am feeling like I might need to save Danail's life. So I'm going to try to convince these cats to attack Garbanzo.
You're gonna try to convince the cats to attack Garbanzo.
As a distraction.
Okay, roll me a cat parlay.
A parlay.
A parlay.
parlay.
Parlay's very good. Parlay's very good.
Yeah, it's all they do. Purr and lay.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah. Yes, Sam.
It's a 6 minus 1.
Hey, can I
So
roll
the
for-
cats
No, I'm
are waging war against Cat.
No, the cats. All of the cats like stop for a second, and then
I'm
and
like,
then-
wait, can I play this out?
Yes.
I'm like, hey guys, I feel like we could have so much more food if this big guy wasn't here.
The big guy feeds me. We would have so much more food if this imposter wasn't here. And the other two
I'm-
cats are like, I am new here. I'm new in town. Who are you? Oh, well, you know what? I actually, you know what? This
I'm
one's-
new in town. I'm also new.
I recognize that voice.
No, you don't.
You were a bird.
I was not a bird. I've never been a bird. I've
Like,
always been a
"Ooh, a
cat.
bird. I
Meow.
haven't had bird in a
haven't had
little
bird
while."
in a
Meow.
while.
Meow. I'm a cat. I'm a cat.
And now all three of them are like cornering you in this kitchen like pantry area.
All right.
Like, yeah, okay, what do you want?
I want to shapeshift again or try to.
Go for it. Roll it.
God damn it! That is a 4 plus 2, a 6.
You nothing changes.
I
Nothing.
would have leveled up so many times in Monster of the Week.
Back outside Danail, you are like you're laying on this door that is now like just on the ground. Garbanzo is like stomping towards you out of the cottage.
Danail like rolls back to get onto his feet, and instinctively draws his rapier. Internally, he does not want to use the blade that has a demon in it because that seems like a recipe for bad. But
For bad.
it's a battle situation, and he just instinctively draws it and is like, "Oh, so we're doing this." and just kind of like bears it to try and keep Garbanzo at length, and see if we can draw Garbanzo to a standstill. If Garbanzo is, yeah.
Garbanzo stops, like feet like smushing into the mossy grass below, between you and the cottage. Like huffs a little bit out of their nose, and just goes, You didn't read my letters, did you?
I did not. They seemed very old and likely to be very cherished. I don't have my parents either.
It can be very hard to be alone for so long, trying to protect people. There are very few sacred places. One of them is my home. The other is this oasis. Are you here to destroy any of that?
No. And I lower my blade.
Garbanzo turns and picks up the door and goes back to the cottage and just like leans it up against the side. Then turns back to you and says, Do you know which one of these is my cat?
And next week
On
Hijinks
Hijinks. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a cat permanently now.
Cool.
Okay,
Well,
Cataslots.
that is not where I Catasloss.
Catasloss. Oh, wow.
That
Didn't
is
know
so-
that was where the episode was gonna go. and then I didn't know we were gonna spend like 40 minutes just doing this like accident, like we just like continued doing
The revolving cat door
the
bit.
revolving door. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you everybody. If that was your first time watching, then
that
you-
ruled.
great episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Went on.
Great episode. Check out the rest of the episodes. This is part 15. The other 14 parts are in a playlist on QueueTimes main YouTube channel called Hijinks in Dungeon World. You can also find that playlist with bit.ly/Dunjinks, capital D, lowercase UNJINKS.
Woo!
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 If you love all of that, if you love our chemistry, if you love everything we're doing, lucky for you, we have 50 more episodes of a previous campaign that is not finished, but it got cut off from quarantining and stuff. And that was using the Kids on Bikes system. That system is like Stranger Things. So catch up on this, catch up on that. Thank you, Sam. Put both of the Bitleys in the chat there. Also, we have them on the overlay, or one of them. Yeah, the one for the Kids on Bikes campaign is on the overlay. So cool. I really appreciate all of you being here, and for sticking around. Wow, we have some good numbers right now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When this comes out on YouTube, I mean, if you remember stuff that happens or things you want to say, like leave a comment. It's a really great place for me to respond to what everybody has going on, and it's more permanent, like than with this Twitch chat and everything. So that would be cool. That would be great. And please tell people about the show.
Please.
We're having a good time. This is a lot of fun. Where it's something we've been doing this, like these live stream things for quite a while. This has genuinely been a wonderful campaign to watch. Thank you so much,
Oh, thank you.
Narcos Schmolo. Nicodemus.
I like Mark.
Marcos Schmolo.
Honorary Nicodemus.
Honorary Nicodemus. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And yeah, the more people we can get to watch, the better. I know. Like we're not gonna try and get too much. I saw as high as 48 people. Sweet.
Wow.
We're not gonna get too into like the details here, but we are like one of the lower viewed shows on QueueTimes. They're trying to get partnered. And I mean, like there's no pressure from them at all on us. It's not like they're going like, you better get your numbers up or we're gonna end your show. Like there's nothing like that. QueueTimes is very positive and like wonderful to us. We've been working with them for a long time. We're their longest running continuous show. and it's just been a pleasure to be like a part of the channel. And we just want, like, there's been a real push from me to just like get our numbers up, because I don't want to be that like flat tire, not that we are. Our show's great, don't get me wrong, but like we were working from nothing. I get it. I just like, I really want to try and get to a point where we can help get QueueTimes partnered, instead of like the little like hindering we're sort of doing right now.
Yeah.
And again, none of this is coming from QueueTimes. QueueTimes has been nothing but very positive about our show.
Yeah.
They haven't been concerned about our viewer count or anything like that, but we appreciate everybody who's been showing up.
Absolutely.
So you can tweet at us at HandleStream, or reach out to us on Instagram at HandleStream. We have a Reddit, r/Hijinks Handlebars. No and. r/Hijinks Handlebars. We have a shop. The QueueTimes shop is you can get the bit.ly/handle shop, capital H, capital S. That has some of our merch and also like a lot of other QueueTimes merch. Remember, again, !coin to donate directly to the casts and to these shows. And on top of all of that, I really appreciate you being here. We do this every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific on the QueueTimes Twitch channel, twitch.tv/QueueTimes. And I'd love to see all of you back again. I'd love to see some of your friends, and I'd love to see some, maybe some strangers tuning in. So,
and bring your 1 to 4 identical cats.
Your 1 to 4 identical cats. Cool. Well, thank you very much. You can find me. I'm William. I've been William, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KWilliamWhite. I'm also on another show for QueueTimes called Court of Corvids.
Yeah.
Court of Corvids.
COURTOFCORVIDS.
Where I play a goblin fighter, and I'm married to Jonas's character.
Yes, who is
married
a
and
gnome
engaged.
druid. Married and now engaged. Yes, we got. We're not renewing our vows. We're getting married again.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's a lot of fun, and that's on Sundays.
How many cats do you have? 1d4.
That's on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. And that's a Pathfinder second edition stream.
Very cool. And that one is like, it's been running a little bit longer than this like story that we're doing here has. So if you're someone who likes to dig into a bunch of stuff, it's been running longer there. And I don't know, it's a ton of fun. William and I get to play off of each other as much as we literally want to. So if that's something you're interested in, and our other like co-players and GM are fantastic too. So please check that out on Sundays.
Cool.
Yeah. I guess I'll transition this over into, I'm on Twitter at Jonas Newhouse. Jonas, Jonas, Newhouse, like the word new and the word house. It's also right below me. William and I are also in a band called Glass Beach. We're on all social media and all websites and all that as Glass Beach Band. So at Glass Beach Band on Twitter and Instagram. Our website is glassbeach.band. Our first album, called The First Glass Beach Album, is available in stores and on all sorts of streaming services. We always appreciate the support. We have a very wonderful community that we've been building, and we would love for you to be a part of it. We do a lot of live streaming as well on Twitch. We do mostly gaming and sometimes politics and sometimes just hanging out. But that's always on twitch.tv/glassbeachband. And if you want to follow it and see when we're doing all that stuff, follow us there. And I think the next thing is maybe there's something tomorrow. I know for sure I'll be streaming on Thursday. I think we'll all be together on Friday.
Oh, I just want to say really quick, if you're one of the people who follows our band and you bought one of the Abolish the Police shirts,
yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
That was
because
awesome.
of all of you, we were able to donate just over $2,000.
And we put like 92 shirts, right?
Yeah,
which is amazing. So thank you to everyone who got one or who pushed it or however you helped. It feels really good to be part of something that was able to donate that much money that I would never be able to do on my own.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Cool.
Hi, I have been Spencer LaBelle playing Danail. You can find me on Twitter at SpabelleVO. You can find me on Instagram at Splubble. It's like bubble with a spla, SPLUBBLE. I do voiceover. I produce audiobooks. I haven't really been sharing projects lately just because it's does not feel synchronous with the times. That said, I hope you're all being safe. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. This was a very fun episode for me. And yeah, have a nice night.
Hi, I'm Sam Richardson. I've been playing Ladislas. You can find me on Twitter at Laggardson, LAGGARDSON. Also, if you like this show, there's a lot of people watching tonight. Go check out Monster of the Week. It's a show I DM'd on QueueTimes about the middle of last year. There's only 15 episodes of that show in total, so it's the length of this series exactly. But it is one complete story that is myself, William, Jonas, and our good friend Sammy in the Monster of the Week system. It's one of my favorite pieces of media that I've ever worked on or helped make. I really am proud of the work that we all put into that show. And some people have been like finding it lately, and it's been really, really gratifying in quarantine to like have people check that show out and watch it all the way to the end. As William has said, like leaving comments on videos is such a great way to like see people engaging with your comments and leave them in like a more permanent place than Twitch. So for those of you that are leaving comments like that on Monster of the Week, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You can find all of the episodes of that show in a playlist on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel called Monster of the Week. Thanks.
And John put the bit.ly.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
bit.ly/fight the monsters, capital F, capital T, capital M.
There's also some sick posters that got made for that show. I don't know if y'all have seen them. Those of you who've caught up lately, but like, just like DM me on Twitter or something, and I'll show them to you because they're fucking amazing, and I'm so proud of them.
I've been Franny Morrison playing Brenner, and you can find me on the social medias at JUST_FRANNIEK. Keep in mind, short and sweet, baby.
And I've been Chris Taniguchi playing Din. If you like my stuff, you can find me on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram under the username Tanimato, and I do animated stuff.
The last thing I want to say is I just kind of want to address this because like I take quarantine very seriously. If you've seen the show before, you've known that Franny didn't used to be in the same room as Jonas and myself. We are now because we sort of live together. All three of us live together at right now. So it's not that we're just like buddies and we're like let's hang out and no, we all take quarantine very seriously, but we just happen to live together right now. And the last thing
the times.
Yep.
Yeah, the last thing I want to say was just I have plans for this. It just arrived. I don't know when we'll get to it, but I do have
on brooms.
It's like wizards, but children, wizards. We're gonna tell an original story.
Instead of bikes, it's brooms.
Yes,
Like,
no one has ever. Mark my words.
Yeah,
no one has
yeah.
ever done a story about children and or teens
There
being
we
wizards before, and we're gonna be the first. Okay?
Yeah, no one has
Child
ever done that.
We're gonna do it first.
Okay.
Live on
Live on
Twitch.tv.
Yeah, I want to do something with it. Cool. Well, thank you, and thanks to all of you. We hope to see you next time, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Bye.
That's an answer.